He's on vacation this week, but I'm here to give you the mouse news. This is the MouseCast podcast for the week of Friday, April 25th. It is also the 25th MouseCast. Look at that, we've made it a quarter of the way to 100. We're going to be talking about a bunch of leaks, dude. There's some cool stuff out here. More Razer camouflage. Also, I'm live, so please interact. Feel free. I got chat going. I'm monitoring it. Um, yeah, so let's just jump. Oh, as always, Discord, link in the description below. We get some topics from our Discord. It's a great way to interact with us or to add to the show if you have a question or a topic you want us to discuss. Next week, I will be on vacation. Daz will not. We're still figuring out exactly how that's going to work, but we are probably going to still give you an episode. So as always, what's on my desk right now? I've got the WL Mouse Beast X. This is the older version in the pink and blue. And the pink, they did away with this version because the pink is like grippy. It has their like skin coating. It's actually pretty great, but it was discoloring. And then I also have the Matrova Breeze that is in the thumbnail. Love this pad. I have not had a whole lot of time to game because I like just got back into my state like 3 hours ago and for a work trip. So let's go into some news. So, first bit of news. First of all, I want to see if it doesn't say there's any concurrent viewers, so I just want to make sure. Okay, there is audio. That's good. All right. First bit of news, actually, not going to talk about Zekin just yet. We're going to talk about Razer's releasing 2 new mice, but they're not as exciting as what you might think. A vertical mouse. So, this is the Razer Pro Click V2 vertical. There's also a Razer Pro Click just V2 straight up, which is this guy here. So, does anyone remember the original Razer Pro Click? It was a collaboration with Human Scale. Okay, so is that V2? I want V1, brother. So it was in this really nice white. It's a pretty sleek looking mouse. I actually have one from a pallet sale that I got. It doesn't have the dongle, but very comfortable mouse. Incredibly heavy. Okay, this is a productivity focused mouse, not an FPS focused mouse. So get that out of your mind of like, oh, this is literally useless. There's a lot of people out there who will like this probably. Oh, look at that. I guess he did a review of it. Okay, so the ProClick V2, I don't even know what they changed. It still looks similar in shape. You can actually see the buttons. Side buttons are a little bit different, maybe. I'm just getting a text. I want to make sure that I'm like not doing something terrible with the live stream. Also, dude, I'm excited. I got mice in, and I'm gonna unbox them on this stream too. So I got a Zaopin ZPW. Very excited for that. Now let's go back to the ProClick and ProClick V2. So what's my take on this? So if you guys don't know, vertical mice are supposed to be more ergonomic because your wrist is vertical, which is the natural, like your neutral positions for your hands are like this. It's not this, which this then when you move your, what's that called, ulnar deviation, this can give a lot of people problems like repetitive strain injury. Vertical is much more natural. If you're using a computer for long periods of time, this might be a good mouse for you. So I assume this is going to have a, I agree, sure. I assume this is going to have like actually a good sensor that we care about in it. Razer Focus Pro 30K. Heck yeah, flagship sensor from the Viper V3 Pro. What else do they have to say about it? So you get RGB lighting at the base, very cool. The thing's probably super heavy, 6 months of battery life. So yeah, it's probably going to be a lower polling rate. And AI Prompt Master. I guess this is the big thing they're advertising with this. One-touch access AI macros. Download and add macros to any mouse button to enhance your productivity. Okay, so download. So I guess you can even like download other people's made macros. I don't know. Customizable shortcuts. Okay, so it's a productivity and comfort focused mouse. This is nothing new. Discussion question for you guys is, how about in the comments? Tell me, do you use a different? What do you use at work? Okay, Daz, dude, he just uses a Mac with a trackpad. Now the Magic trackpad is like pretty good, or the Magic mouse, whatever. But he has recently switched to using other mice. I know with Macs that compatibility can be an issue. Me, I bring my FPS mice into work like each day to like play with different things. I just grab a couple mice and I'll bring them in. I do CAD work, so it's very mouse intensive. It's like a lot of, I guess, static clicking, even though that's my worst scenario. But yeah, do you guys use a different mouse at work? I don't know. Maybe it's ergos can be pretty comfy. I wish we could see the bottom of it. I would love to see what the skates look like, because these things, you put a lot of weight onto it. And then the ProClick V2, that's the V1. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not super interested, but they exist for those of you guys who do care. Next topic. This is a hot off the press leak. Literally setting up this show, and I saw Asus has a new mouse on FCC leak. So we don't know much yet. They're labeling this the ROG Keris 2 Origin. Okay. So they're doing their little triangle feet skates again. I wonder what these little dimples are. Are these buttons? Maybe those are like hot swap screw locations? I don't know. Yeah, dimensions, I guess. The shape, it looks similar to the current Keris, or whatever is that? Asus Keris mouse. Am I getting it wrong? Yeah, the Keris 2 Ace, right? Ace. So what does Origin mean? I don't know what Origin means, but the button. Okay, first of all, they're doing away with the god awful ribs on the side. Go back to this. Okay, no more ribs. Yay! I wonder if they're still using their nylon shell. That was pretty unique. So flipping back and forth here. Let's open that in a new tab. Do these look any different? I don't know. Those side buttons are so small. Why do they have such small side buttons? The front button looks a little different. I don't know. Point is, it might be a similar shape. It looks very similar to me. What does Origin mean, though? That I'm curious about. A spec bump? I really don't care for a spec bump. I would like to know, like, I wonder if there's a coding. This almost looks coded. Anywho. So I don't know anything about this. I just, in preparation for the show, saw this. Ooh, we have internal photos. FCC leak coming through. Okay, so the shell already looks a bit different. They have an RGB diffuser here and such. The shell is, look at that. So the shell, this is a bare plastic, and then they have a coating to the outside, maybe? Don't know what these switches are. These look like TTCs with the dust-proof little cover thing there. Big old battery, brother. Okay, so maybe this isn't as lightweight focused? I don't know what Origin means. Hard to tell what sensor. Big old battery, that is. Do they have a milliamp hours? I'm not. 1.3. It's really hard to read, especially upside down. Oh, here we go. Okay, 370 milliamp hours. So that's like a medium-sized battery. Do we get a closer look at the sensor? I mean, they do aim point branding for. Oh, what is this? OR? I don't know what that means. Nordic MCU. Dongle. I do like they have very good 1K hertz performance according to Tech Power Up. And hot swappable switches. Okay, ROG hot swappable switches. So I assume those little pucks that we saw earlier, those are probably the screw holes. And if we go back up, yeah, look at that. Brass bushings. So this is a hot swappable mouse. Cool. All right. So I am down with that. Anything else really here? Yeah, FCC ID can be kind of interesting. Yeah, there we go. Keris 2 Origin. Okay. Okay, moving right along into the next topic. Let's go over to, ooh, this is a big leak. We don't know much, but a G Pro Mini Superlight, guys. What the heck is this? I don't know where this is from. It's in Chinese. And GPW2, GPW3. Oh, wait, maybe this is just a, can I zoom in, please? Okay, that's all I can zoom in. Cool. So we have the Superlight 2C, 53 grams, Hero 2 sensor, light speed, 8K hertz, light force switches, 95-hour battery life. Look at that, and it's showing it's smaller, like way smaller. This is big if true. So we already know the Superlight 2 SE is out. Or is it out? Is it available? I don't know. Well, that's been leaked. We talked about that previously. GPW3, they're calling this a Superlight 2. We all know about that. Superlight 2 Dex. Pro 2 Lightspeed. Yep, these are all out. So yeah, this Pro Superlight 2C. Pro X Superlight 2C. I wonder if there's anything online about it. Probably not. And of course they have a brain dead name. What do you guys think of that name? I'm not a fan. 2C. What does the 2C mean? Compact? If they're avoiding using the mini name to be different or artsy fartsy, whatever, fine. Dex was kind of cool because like dexterity, ergo, I guess it makes sense. The C, lowercase c, if they're consistent with this, if there's a Dex 2C that comes out and it's smaller, okay. Just give us some consistency. But yeah, of course they're going to keep the super light branding. What do people in Reddit comments say? At least they released the thing that people want that's 5 years late. Yeah, like M-Chose, if you guys, M-Chose A5 brothers. This is a fantastic super light mini. Kind of a big battery, but you could weight mod it. Highly recommended though. Great, great, great side buttons. I like this mouse. What else are other people saying? G503 or just another color? Oh, is that... sorry, did I miss something here? Oh, okay, we have more here. 2C. Again, it doesn't look any different. G502H, maybe a colorway difference? That looks like the old style metal scroll wheel. And the Trek G503. I don't know what Trek means. Where else other people? Who said this? X Domney? I don't know this guy. Okay. Don't get me horny like that, Logitech. Please don't blue ball me, you mofos. Yeah, we definitely would appreciate a proper mini super light. Hey, Bravi, what's up in the chat? Glad you joined. Again, if you guys are just tuning in, no Daz this week. He is on vacation, and next week I'll be on vacation. So we'll see. I am going to try to still bring you the MouseCast next week. Yeah, if it's $170, I ain't touching that crap. Dude, I agree. Can we please denormalize the $160+ price tag? G502H, is that a mini? I don't know. You know, their G502, remember, we're all FPS nerds, but the G502 is still like king of sales. So maybe they will make a small version. It's already kind of small for an Ergo in my opinion. Anywho, Daz did say he would try to hop in, but really no promises. Let's move over to another topic. I think I don't have a whole lot else to say. These are just leak status, so there's not a whole ton to say right now. Not a whole lot is known. So this next leak is Zekin using another unreleased Razer mouse. Screenshot taken from the Sentinels VCT Stage 1 vlog. Looks like a Viper V4. Not familiar with the... Okay. So let's take a look at this here. Okay, little bit interesting. So off the bat, we are getting I'm getting ambi vibes, right? The sides look too flat to be an Ergo. An Ergo, you know, it'll have a hip flare near the thenar area. So I'm getting ambi vibes from this. But it sure does seem lower profile, doesn't it? Maybe it's just the angle. Who knows? I am getting Viper vibes, but seems too low profile. Maybe slightly rear hump too. The Viper V3 is already kind of rear hump. I don't know, but I am excited for it. Before the show, I was checking on FCC ID for leaks, and I saw two Razer listings, and I was like, oh my gosh, I need to prep for the show. That's why the show was late today. No. Those were the ProClick and ProClick V2. This, I do not know. Zekin, I don't know. I don't even know. This is a Valorant. He's a Valorant player, right? I don't even know that much. People are saying a low hump Viper? Maybe. I mean, going back to the original Viper V2 and Viper Ultimate, that OG Viper shape, that is a low profile, like a Zowie FK shape. V3 has been out for only a year and it's a little early to develop a cycle for V4. Maybe, yeah. So, the cycle between the Death Adder V2 and V3 and Viper V2 and V3, those were multiple years. Those were, I want to say, were like 2 or 3 years. How can you tell it's a Razer? Oh, dude, it's the camo. They've been doing that last week's pod, or 2 weeks ago pod. Yeah, there was a camouflage Razer mouse again. Looks like a Viper V2 and the hump looks more rounded. Yeah, I don't know. At what point is a manufacturer oversaturating their lineup, right? Like, is this something that like Logitech is really cognizant of? They've waited so long to release an Ergo and a Mini? What do you guys think in chat or in the comments? I wonder. I don't know. Razer has had some crazy lineups over the year, like Razer Mice 2019. Let's just search 2019. You're going to get into stuff like, yeah, the Naga, the Viper, the Abyssus. You guys remember the Abyssus? That was their like really cheap, or budget, sorry, entry level. Like the Cobra is such a weird release to like us enthusiasts. I guess it's an option. The Lance Head. Y'all remember the Lance Head? Razer Lance Head. This was kind of a wacky one. Yeah, this thing was heavy. It was a darn good looking mouse in my opinion. Big old flary ambi, and the like gunmetal gray looks real sharp. So, I don't know if this mouse is anything is gonna be. I'm hoping for a new. That wouldn't that be cool if we got a new lineup? I would be hopeful for like a Lance Head refresh or an Abyssus refresh. Maybe there's a market, guys, for a lower tier 1K hertz. Who's paying? Maybe they're not getting great sales at $170 or something, especially with like incoming tariffs here in the U.S. People don't want to spend, 30% tariffs or whatever they might be on a $170 mouse. Re-release. What about like the Abyssus? Revive the Abyssus name. Right now, their budget mice offerings are basically the wired version, but I don't know. There's so many companies out there. Maybe even the Superlight 2C will be their budget entry into it. I don't know. Who knows? They do have the Superlight 2 SE as their more budget 1K hertz or 2. I don't even know. Is that 2K hertz? I don't remember. Okay, let's go on to the next topic. So we have a lot of releases. So I'm gonna leave this on screen. But guys, I am going to unbox a mouse that is real, okay? Not leaked mice. Hey there in chat, y'all. Feel free to say hi if you would like. So, yeah, I'm going to be unboxing this guy. This is a Zaopin ZPW that squeezed in right before the tariffs hit. I'm very happy about that. But yeah, let's take a look at a real mouse instead of something that's just been leaked. Oh goodness, is my webcam going to work? Ooh, webcam only? Okay. Bear with me here while we're gonna do this. We're gonna go like that, and I don't think this is perfect, but this will work. Hey, look at that. We got a purple thing down below. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. All right. Zaopin ZPW. Okay, I got the little Fallout 3 colorway version of it. It's a traditional Zaopin box. I gotta move it over here. I'm not gonna adjust my camera. I'll just figure this out. Zaopin box. They call it blue. ZPW. I wonder what ZPW stands for. Zaopin Pro Wireless? Zaopin Prime Wireless is what someone in the comments said. Zaopin Prime Wireless, huh? Ta-da! Oh no, we got a bag. I know Elo Shapes got his, and he said review to come. Mouse, mouse, mouse. A new mouse day. I don't want this. Oh, I can already tell. Omron Opticals, baby. Omron Opticals. Such a unique switch. If you are really into mechanical switches, Omron Opticals just have a unique sound, unique feel. Okay, there's the mouse. Oh, it has a coating. Okay, so initial impressions. I'm holding it. Oh, dude. This is a Prime Mini. I have to say I am already quite happy. Where did I put my Prime Mini? Damn, son, I got too many mice on my desk. Like, seriously, I have way too many mice on my desk. Prime. I don't know where my Prime is. Well, son of a gun. Shows how ready I am. Well, anyway, here's the blue and yellow colorway. Very sharp. Hey, Gantech, what's up? It's the famous Reddit guy. Yeah, dude. Thank you so much for popping in the stream and saying hello. So the Prime, if you guys aren't familiar, you can best see it from the bottom view. It is a rather unique ergo in that it gets pretty narrow here. So initial impressions are coating is good. Like, dang, that's a good coating. Yeah, no, it's not James Donkey level coating, but she's good. I would put that maybe like a Cyrox V6. Nah, not quite V6 level. Well, it's a good coating. It's a 7 out of 10 coating. Main buttons are Omron Opticals. I don't know if this is coming through at all on the mic, but Omron Opticals, they feel good. A little on the light side. That might be a little bit of an issue. I might have to pre-tension that. Scroll wheel feels good. It's not super notchy. It feels like a pretty bog standard TTC gold, which is, I guess, a good thing in this day and age. The rubber is like really grippy. They did a good job. Look at that. They even did a nice sharp pattern to it, if that comes through. Anywho, side buttons. Ooh, Daz would like these side buttons. Daz is critical of side buttons. He does the push into shell test. Dude, these are nice side buttons. They're a little small, okay, a little high up, but still not terrible in the world of ergos, especially coming from a Prime, which those are pretty bad. Do I have a normal size Prime over here? No, I do not. Okay. Dang. I should have been more prepped. Well, yeah, side button's very good. Pretty happy with this. Yeah, and wait. Let me get my scale. Oh, darn, I was hoping you guys wouldn't see my neon shorts. Right, it's like the whole, like you're going to do a Zoom call and you don't have to wear pants. I am wearing pants. Well, I'm wearing shorts. Weight is 49.46 grams with the sticker still on the feet. 49.46 grams, my dudes. That is good. This is darn good. I am quite pleased. So, we'll move on here pretty soon, but let's just see what else is in the box. We have... Oh, look at this grip tape. They gave us white grip tape, so our gamer juice can just discolor that in the future. Instruction manual. I want to see what the dongle looks like. Zaopin dongle time. Okay, we have an 8K dongle. It's a puck. It has an attention sticker on it. That is new. Attention, do I actually care based on high frequency? Be sure to follow. Okay, I literally don't care. I was hoping it would say something fun in like translation, like do not ingest this or something. I don't know. Those desiccant things are apparently like really, really bad if you eat them. Like pretty. I mean, obviously they say do not eat, but I guess you could go down a rabbit hole one day of like what happens if you were to eat one and it's not good. So we have a translucent blue and yeah, I can't plug it in right now. And then rubber on the bottom, 8K. Okay, it's a puck. Cool. Well, anywho, very cool mouse. I'm glad I squeezed one in before the tariffs kicked my butt. So let me just go ahead. Looks like it comes with a cable too. Ooh, does it come with extra skates? Look at that. Look at that. Zaopin coming in clutch with some dot skates and extra big skates. Look at that. Dude, more manufacturers need to do that. Come bring like extra skates is... Bro, who's with me? Get rid of the USB-C cable and give us more skates. Seriously. Can you guys agree with me there? I don't know. Maybe that's just because we're degenerates who own way too many mice. So I literally have a drawer full of USB-C cables I don't know what to do with. Are you guys the same way? But I suppose if you're a one-time mouse buyer and not a total degenerate, you do appreciate having a... Man, should I use this for the rest of the stream? I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Let's take a chance. I just have to do the peel. Ooh, the skates. I should have given you guys an impression on the skates. So they are... Kind of a newer development with skates I've noticed is you'll see they are lighter around the edges. If my... Ooh, I got a light here. Is that any better? Who knows? There we go. Too much light. Okay. Well, they're lighter around the edges, and so they don't put the adhesive around the edges, so that makes them sit a little flatter because there's no adhesive layer, and that makes the edges a little bit more rounded. Like, Wiseowl was the first manufacturer that I knew of that started doing this, and I was rather happy with it. It does sometimes make the skates, like, more finicky to take off, but I'm here for it. So let's go ahead and plug this guy in. There is a DPI button because I'm going to... That's the risk of doing this live on stream is it's going to switch to 800 DPI and I'm not going to be happy. And I know we need to move on topics, Phalange. This is friggin' boring. Let's go back to the leaks. If you guys are just tuning in, Daz is not here this week. He's on vacation. He's going to see if he can hop in. I doubt that's going to happen. He doubts that's going to happen, but let's have some hope. Oh, yeah, this is a good... Prime finally viable in 2025. Goodbye, dog. She heard me yelling and she gets all amped up. So... Yeah, Prime shape. Guys, check it out. If you haven't tried a Prime and you like a narrow feeling ergo, it's worth trying. They are decently unique. Ah, the wife is home. But I'm live. Let's see if she comes and bothers me. Okay, let's go back to this scene. And, brother, this mouse, I'm already really liking it. Okay. Beautiful. So, I was just complaining about tariffs. Also, Rarzies, hello in chat. Thank you for tuning in. You guys are making my heart making my heart melt. You guys care. Delux 800 mini. So this was a new release. I guess we can talk about that first. Is this just me? Are y'all getting ATK F1 vibes from this? Because I kind of am. Let me sit back farther. Right? Doesn't it kind of look like it? Now, I have a mouse that is underrated, that I don't know where I put it, is the Delux M700. Maybe I should just bring that up. Delux M700. This is a pretty... Deluxe's newer releases I've been impressed with. So, yes. This is a pretty decent mouse. It's cheap. Doesn't really have a coating, mechanical switches, but the shape is nice. Deluxe did a good job with the shape and general build quality. The M800 Mini looks, they say 800 Mini. We already have the M800 Ultra, which was already a smaller M800. So this is maybe, it looks flatter on the sides. I am here for this, but unfortunately tariffs suck. So let's see if my comment got, I haven't checked this. Oh, somebody actually upvoted me. Thank you, because I was afraid I was getting ratioed by Waytorn. I said, damn, looks nice. Getting ATK F1 vibes. Deluxe's recent releases have been pretty good. Yeah, the M900 Mini also is a very solid mouse. Good coating, good shape, good skates, good everything, good price, good recommendation. RIP USA customers, though, tariffs blow. And this guy says, pretty sure I read the tariffs don't apply to computer mice. Yeah, I heard that too, electronics, but here's that. I said, tell that to... Oh, I did get... Okay, upvoted. Okay, good. I was afraid of getting ratioed. Tell that to AliExpress. LOL. There's a massive additional taxes when I go to checkout, even if it allows me to... If it even allows me to ship to my region. Can you post a screenshot? And I was like, heck yeah, I sure can. So, plenty of examples on the AliExpress subreddit too. Okay, so... first screenshot. This is from my telephone. There you go. Trying to buy an Ewiad in S9, and it simply says this item cannot be shipped to the selected region, USA. Next thing, if I do get one that can ship, it looks like this. So, don't be... I was literally, like, working while I was doing this. So, the discounts... Let's ignore the discounts, okay? Because this was... Okay. $24.50, $24.49... plus additional charges of $8.85. So this mouse goes from being $24 up to like $33-ish without the discounts. So this isn't the best example. There were people on the AliExpress subreddit buying like a $6 widget, fidget spinner, whatever, and after shipping and taxes, it was like $26. So tariffs, I don't know what's really happening, but at least on AliExpress right now, if you're in the US and you try to go check out, it is expensive. You can filter by ships from USA, and those do not have the additional charges. So this guy then asked, see full discussion, he then asked if I could elaborate on the what's it say when you press the question mark next to, oh shoot, there I go, misclicking, besides the additional charge. So import charges then legally. So if you click this here question mark next to additional charges, what does it say? Import charges $11.90. So the sales tax. Okay. Wait, why is this? Oh, maybe I clicked on a different item. I must have clicked on a different item. Okay. So $11.90. The PRC entering US for consumption, applicable import charges, yada yada, legalese. Okay, acknowledge the above. Okay. So, yep. Nothing new there. Womp womp. So this is a bummer. Yeah, I don't know what Daz and I are going to do. Daz is like, his whole YouTube channel shtick is the budget stuff. But luckily, it looks like only a third of our audience is USA. But what does that mean for us? I don't know. Even getting review units from people, they have to declare it on customs forms. So I don't know if they're responsible for the charges or we are. I've seen things on subreddits where it's like, UPS will deliver you a package, and then you also get hit with a bill. If you don't pay that bill, what happens? I don't know. For anyone wondering, I'm not wearing my glasses because I was like at work today and stuff, and I don't know, sometimes I don't wear glasses when I'm on job sites. I'll talk about that in the off-topic stuff. Also, if you're just tuning in live, Daz is not here. Sorry, guys. He's on vacation this week. I'll likely be on vacation next week, but I'm still going to try to bring you a MouseCast episode. So let's go over to the next topic. Another mouse release. Another one. Sorry, you guys get an awkward silence when I take a drink of water. Daz isn't here to fill me in. Here we go, guys. Darmoshark X1. Okay, let's take a look at this mouse. Wait. Before we look at it, can I just complain? Why do we have another X1 name? Can companies stop doing alphanumerics, please? All right. X1. What is this mouse? Symmetrical design. That's just for you. Standard wireless 4K hertz, teeny tiny side buttons, fantastic. I posted this to Reddit, flagship 3395 sensor tri-mode. Look at this, they reused this image. This is the Darmoshark M3S, I'm pretty sure. That's not the same mouse. But, you know, Chinese marketing, just get it out fast. Accuracy, not important. I was saying it kind of looks retro. Broadcom brain chip, ooh, yeah. Doesn't it look kind of retro? Back me up, chat. Is it just looks... It looks kind of goofy, doesn't it? So apparently, Omron switches, they are saying that they're mechanical. 20M OF, I don't know what OnlyFans edition switches. They have their roller casing. Do they talk about a coding? No, PTFE. PTFE feet. Hey, doggy and wifey. I am live, by the way.
Yeah, there's a 10-second lag. It's annoying to listen to.
Oh, you're listening live? You commented. Wait. Oh, okay. Tech Instant like IRL. Very nice. Motospeed X1. So here's the dimensions, y'all. 117 long. That's kind of stubby, but then it's kind of tall at 40 millimeters. 7 key, 300 milliamp. Okay. So my take is, hey, it's a new shape, right? Except when I posted to Reddit, I got checked that it is not a new shape. We have the shape. Have you guys ever heard of the Darmoshark M1? Because I haven't. Actually, I have seen this around, but have I cared? No. Right? You just see some like budget looking, I don't know, this is not attractive, right? Super high side buttons. Can I get better pictures, please? Like AliExpress, maybe they'll have more pictures. There's a bottom view. That's a yummy looking bottom view. Don't clip that, please. That bottom view, though, this... It's a decent, right? It looks kind of retro, you know, like old school mice, like ball mice that had like super flat sides and were kind of chunky. I don't know. I'm here for this. Slightly lower position sensor. I don't know if the X1 is the same way. What do you guys think? Scroll wheel's hideous? Yeah. Darmoshark, they like... I know, dude. What's up with the translucent plastic on the scroll wheel? On some of mine, I actually painted with nail polish so it doesn't look so cheap. Yeah. Also, like, sticks up really big like Squidward's nose. Okay. Darmoshark X1. This, I was literally going to order this. After coins, I could get one for like $34, and then the tariffs made it increase to like over $47. And I was like, nah, not worth it for a dummy shark. But maybe I'll get a review unit. Maybe they come to Vines. So, I don't know. What do you guys think? I think it looks kind of cool. I'm here for it. I'm glad it's not another Viper V3 clone or Logitech GPX clone. So, sure. It might be a little bit of a boring shape, but at this point, I'll just take anything that's different. Next, mouse. Oh, and the name. Can we just please stop calling things alphanumerics that already exist? Here's an alphanumeric that doesn't exist. The R73 Pro by Bloody Savage. Bloody Savage? It's just Bloody. If you guys haven't heard of Bloody, they've actually been around for a long time, but they are kind of a niche mouse. Hey, look at that Zowie copycat, sort of. So here's an Ergo. They're not cheap. I believe the super deal for this or whatever was like $56. God Sniper Kenny S. Champion recommended? No. Was he actually using a bloody mouse? No way. No way. Is the lighting better like this? Sure. He's like sitting. Dude, imagine you sit down to do a photo shoot. Oh, that's so... I'm not saying it's cringe. It'd be such a like reality check. Even like signing things. That'd be weird. So they're kind of doing a Zowie charging base. The graphics are... Bloody has kind of done this for a while. Yeah, hey guys, thanks for tuning into the stream. 12 concurrent viewers, thank you. Again, Daz is not here this week. I'm terribly sorry. He's on vacation. Savage Impact, I don't know, Pro Duo. What do you guys think? This is... Okay, EC, right? Zowie EC, especially with the little charging dock thing. Specs. Here's the reason I'm not interested. 74 grams, my brother. 74 grams. They're out Zowieing a Zowie weight. All right, 26,000 DPI, 3395, 1,000 hertz polling. Not even high polling rate? Okay, so this is literally Zowie from like 2022, whenever this came out. I actually like Bloody products, says Third Eye. Yeah, they're not very well known. They have some wild stuff like Bloody gaming mice. Got to be careful what you Google there, kids. I remember they had some like super low click latency stuff. They've done this thing with like rubber grips on the side. They've done metal skates on the bottom, right? Metal skates. I wonder if I can see that. Maybe I just have to search bottom. By the way, the Zaopin ZPW that I just unboxed on stream, if you go back, dude, I am loving this. Absolutely loving this. They have this wild abomination. Bloody, what are you doing? Isn't that amazing? Oh yeah, yeah. So they have metal skates. Yeah, I had a mouse with these red metal skates. We're going back full circle, guys. All these like Obsidian special edition skates. Bloody was there 10 years ago, guys. A4 Tech Bloody. Yeah, I guess the parent company is A4 Tech. Anyway, they just have some wild stuff. Some of the shapes aren't terrible. Like this ain't terrible. But like this, there's somebody out there who has this mouse. It broke. They can't get a replacement. And they're like, I don't know what to do. I can't play my games how I used to anymore. I don't know. I appreciate, yeah, Bloody's not at all mainstream, but I appreciate them doing something different. And then here they go copying Zowie. Did anyone ask to copy Zowie? Like, why does Zowie do the magnetic charging dock, right? Well, their whole thing is wireless interference. We need a giant antenna, whatever, receiver that you put 2 inches from your mouse to avoid interference. Sure, okay. But does anyone really have problems with that? I don't know. Maybe this is something that we like normies who sit at home and just collect 80 mice don't think about, like wireless interference. I don't know. I have a ton of mice plugged in at all times, so I know Boardsy's complained about interference and stuff. I definitely have had issues. I forget which mice, but yeah. So they have a little little dongle port in the bottom, forward bias sensor. This is looking like an EC to me. Split skates, unfortunately. Yeah. Anyway, I would be actually interested in this if it was $30. 1K hertz doesn't scare me, but 74 grams does scare me. I think I'm going to pass. Hey, they have the press angle. Yeah, look at this. Okay, so earlier on a stream, we talked about they made switches that were angled because remember, when you press down on a switch, like technically it's the button's kind of bending. So you're actually like pressing down and like laterally on the switch. So that can lead to like switch grinding. So who was it? TTC. Somebody came up with like an angled switch. Kale did. It was Kale, right? Somebody back me up. An angled switch, so that. But that's the thing. You could just also mount the switches sideways on a separate PCB. Doesn't the NPO1S? What's Vaxi? Don't they do that? Yeah. Anyway, I think it's a very minor thing, but yeah, they talk about chamfered. Stepped foot pads, they call it. Chamfered is, I guess, what I would call it. 74 grams, ultra lightweight. There are people out there who... did you guys see that post on Mouse Review where a guy put... he bought a VXE Mad R or a Cyrox V6, something decently, well respected and lightweight, and he had his friend 3D print weights for him, and he put in his mouse because he was like 40 grams is too heavy. Now it's 60 grams and it's perfect. I love that. I love that. It's so... I bet you got downvoted into oblivion, but I love it when people like... Even if it's not a problem you have, if it's a problem they have, and they post their solution, no matter how jank, I respect that. Which colorway would you guys get? We got the blue and white or the black and purple. I like the blue and white. I just like how kind of clean and light that looks. But the little cyberpunk kid on it, can we go back to... Oh, wait, do we have lore? Do we have lore? What is this, Spirit Hacker? Guys, okay, the one is called Spirit Hacker. You can get a whole Spirit Hacker setup. Cyber something or other. Cypher Ghost. Ghost Hacker, a.k.a. Ghost. We have backstory, guys. Do we have one for... Oh, yeah, Yancy Yamo. Nyx Mirage. Okay, would you guys get Yancy Yamo or Cypher Hacker? Cypher Ghost. Don't these remind you of... Is it Reddit that has little emojis? I don't know. Or emoticons, whatever. I think I would go for Cypher Ghost. Okay. Bloody competitions. Yeah. Look at that. They have... I don't know. Where are they big? I don't know. Not here in the US, that's for sure. Okay. Let's go back to... Again, if you're just tuning in, I'm sorry that Daz is not here. He's on vacation. I feel like I've said that 4 times now, but I also don't know who's popping in and out. Let's go on to the next release. No. Oh, wait, deleted by the I deleted this. I'm so smart. Okay. What if I just Google search this? Hey, look at that. I reposted it because I think I must have goofed up. Decks with a display and dock? Question mark. SMAILWOLF M6. If you guys ever want to just smail a wolf, now you can. This is a GPX Dex. Am I right? Back me up, chat. We have, and it's an ergo, but with kind of a flattish looking sides. This has a dock, and it has a screen integrated digital display DPI mode, 50 million Huano switches. My voice box is doing double duty without Daz here. We have magnetic charging, very cool. 3311 sensor, RIP. I know some of you guys, that's like an instant no-no. 1000 hertz polling. My personal take, 3311 sensor is fine for me. I worry more about like the wireless implementation and polling stability and motion latency, because I imagine if they're using a cheaper chip, they're also not putting as much development time into it. But I would take a well-implemented 3311 over a badly implemented 3395 any day. To me, the 3311s I've tried haven't had smoothing. I have had some lift-off distance issues. And of course, you won't get high refresh rate or polling rate. Yeah, 1000 hertz, 57 grams. That's lighter than the Dex. And this thing has a that's got to be a plus or minus 6 gram. Okay, no way is it lighter than a Dex with a screen and a charging dock. Storage receiver, decent sized foot pads. I'm glad they started doing this. Attack Shark has started doing this. I wouldn't be surprised if this is like an Attack Shark OEM, whoever does theirs, because on their most recent X1, Attack Shark X1 bottom. I wonder if we can actually see this. Yeah. Okay, back me up, Chad. Are we not looking at like the same? Oh, son of a gun. Are we not looking at the same OEM here? Dude, I'm loving this Zaopin ZPW that I unboxed earlier on stream. Brother, the coating's good, the clicks are good. Oh my gosh. I almost got the Darmoshark N7, because it came on super early bird deals. Dude, where's the yellow one? Yeah, that's the original one that was teased. Where's that yellow? Isn't that nice? This came on sale for like $50 and I nearly bought one, but Tariffs would have got it. So I was like, I should just get the Zaopin and try to be happy with the Zaopin. I am. ZPW in cursive. That's how you know it's good. It's written in cursive. Yeah, so see the little smiley face skate and then this dongle door at the bottom? This is looking the same as this down here. So continuing on with a SMAILWOLF, 57 plus or minus 3 grams. So it's going to be 60 grams, which is the same weight as the Dex. Oh, it's smaller than the Dex. It's a Dex Mini? Hold up, what? Dex. Superlight 2 Dex. 126 by 68 by 44. 120 by 64 by 42. 2 millimeters shorter, 4 millimeters skinnier, and what is that? 6 millimeters stubbier? I don't know. How do you say shorter in two different dimensions? Shorter, stubbier. So guys, this is a Dex Mini? What? Oh, and the best part is, I don't have it on here. This thing's cheap because it's 3311. So if you want to just try one out, oh, there you go. Well, RIP tariffs, but $23 after discounts. I was going to get one shipped for $17. Brother, why didn't I pull the trigger on this? When did I screenshot this? I'm mad at myself. Maybe I should have. A Dex Mini, I'm down with. I like small. I love small ergos. We got XD7 or XD5 Go by Fantech. We got the X-Lite V3 Mini is a good one. So let's go back to, I wonder if anyone commented. Probably not. I don't know. When I post these things, yeah, Darmoshark knockoff logo. Oh, is that right? Check that out. Darmoshark copy logo. 2000 DPI. Best DPI. Everyone loves 2000 DPI, right? I don't know. Shout out. Say in chat if you use 2000 DPI. I think we're about done with this topic. Let's move on. Phalanges. Go on to another mouse. This is not a release, but whatever. I needed content for this week because I'm solo hosting, and we are 43 minutes in, doing pretty well. $92? No, thank you. FK Mini 4 COMMATECH wireless. Guys, look at this. The smallest egg you can get. Literally. Eggs are too expensive nowadays, at least here in the US, so get yourself an egg mouse. That you, I guess you could eat it. I don't recommend it. Passion Fruit Digital Store. Can I get more pictures, please, Passion Fruit Digital Store? Well, anywho, this is pretty cute, huh? If you guys don't know, the Logitech Mini mouse, if I can find this, they were StarCraft Korea. I'm not gonna. Yeah, yeah, these guys, the Korean StarCraft players loved this back in the day. It was not like a, it was just a really small mouse that was like built well. Didn't have a great sensor. I believe it did not have smoothing. I think it did have some angle snapping though. Really low max tracking speed, but it was small. So if you're a Korean, person smaller in stature, these are really popular. So COMMATECH came out with this a while back. This is not new news, but 3395, 400 milliamp hour battery, 4K hertz polling rate, small mouse, big number. Sure. Do we have any info on the weight? I wonder if I can find more information. I did not pick the best link for this. Let's go search it on AliExpress. 2 listings. Okay, sure, this one. The cheaper one has pictures. Look at that. We say something about switches. You guys want to see a life hack? Not even life hack. Let's just go to image translate. I do this all the time because I post all these weird releases to Mouse Review Reddit. We got Bluetooth professional esports micro switch, 55 gram weight. Okay, 2600 1000 DPI. That's 3395, 8K hertz. Fun fact: do you guys know why 8K hertz is the number that's used? It's not because it's like, how come we don't see 10,000 hertz? The frame rate of the 3395 sensor is 8000 FPS. So the way that optical sensors work, my understanding is they take tons of pictures of the surface and they track differences in movement to like correlate that to movement. So yeah, you're limited by a 8000 FPS little camera. Pretty cool stuff. So would I get one? Yes, I would try one just because it's weird. I'm sorry, I'm not paying $60. Even in a no tariff society, there's a reason. This has been out for a while. There's a reason I haven't gotten one. We don't know what switches. Yeah, 55 gram weight. Sure. Dot skates stock. Okay. Sure. Kind of lower back rear bias sensor position. They have software. It looks like. Here's dimensions. 104 millimeters long, my guys. So if we go to Elo Shapes and we check out their, let's go to their database and sort by length. 100. Let's do 100 per page, and let's go to page 2. 100 millimeters long, 104 millimeters long is stubby AF. You're looking at, oh, there it is. ROG Strix Carry MM720 by Cooler Master. Y'all know this one. Yeah, this is a stubby little mouse. Darmoshark M3 Micro G705. Yeah, here's Logitech's more modern egg, I guess. That is, I don't know. This is actually, Borzy has a funny inclusive video on this. I'm down with it. Yeah, so the COMMATECH FK4 Mini. Nothing new, but sure, go check it out if you're interested. Next bit of news. Oh, I already went over tariffs. Let's go over... Okay, no more new mouse releases. You guys can all tune out now. It's going to be boring. I hope not. New TTC mouse switch. Sure, it's a Dragon mouse. So this was a new switch released by TTC, delivered to Darmoshark to celebrate the Year of the Dragon in 2024. Yeah, I remember. Do you guys remember Darmoshark stuff was releasing? Like, remember they had the Magnesium mouse, M2 Magnesium Darmoshark that everyone forgot about? Yeah, this guy. This has these dragon switches. I've been interested in this, but not enough. They're like way too much money because magnesium? I don't know. But yeah, it's a TTC switch, so you got the little nipple plunger dust cover, which is cool. And Year of the Dragon totem, sure. What else does this guy say about it? This Devilung guy, follow him, guys. I actually could follow. I didn't know that was even a feature. Well, you can follow him. He does, I don't think English is his first language. He posts a lot of like Chinese Billy stuff. So he was the one who told me about the Zaopin ZPW. This guy's an OG. I even memed about him saying that I would give him a kiss if he keeps releasing stuff. So I owe him a big old kiss. Dragon pattern on the side. I'm down with it, dude. We're running out of ways to customize our mice. Give me a dragon on the side. Accurate reviews from users. Okay. Yeah, it's been out for a while. TTC Nihil that you've been seeing on WL Mouse. They are from the same lineup as the TTC Nihil. Okay. Sorry, I don't have my host because he's on vacation. My co-host, he's on vacation. Where? I'm not going to tell you because he's there with his family. But he is somewhere having a lot of fun. Yes. I think he'll be back. I think he was gone for a week, and I think he's wrapping up this week. So, and then next week I'm going to be on vacation out of Florida. So, I'll see you guys. Anyway, there was, I think, one more thing I wanted to say on this. We did have technical details. Yeah, Matt Key says something about it. I love the little anime laughing dragon, sure. And I think they said something good here. Okay, here we go. 65 plus or minus 5 gram force. So 65 is a moderate heft switch. A light switch would be like 55 grams. Plus or minus 5 gram force tolerance is good. So more typical is plus or minus 10. If you use cheap switches, it can be like plus or minus 15 or 20. But like Omrons are pretty much across the board plus or minus 10. Plus or minus 5 is tighter, so you'll be a bit more consistent. You don't have to do as much binning. That is cool. All right, let's move on to another thing. So how about this little bit of news? Piranha Mouse Mods is excited to announce that we are on MaxGaming now, official reseller. You can pick up a Zen 8K mod kit and drop in your Viper V3 Pro weight just down to just 33 grams. Very cool. It actually sold out on my store right now. This is cool. So I've been following Piranha Mouse Mods for like probably about a decade is when I joined r/MouseReview, and he was posting like 3D printed and paracord stuff on there. Then he launched his own little business, and I think he's German, and he does a great job. I mean, he's come a long way. He has like a really good website. He's getting into pads and stuff, and now he's securing a distributor deal. Those of you guys who are not in the US, what's your experience with MaxGaming? Leave it in the comments or in chat. I've heard good and bad things. They have a huge selection. That is something you cannot get away from. They have probably the best selection out of any distributor, to be honest. So yeah, good job, Piranha Mouse Mods, getting your name out there, making it feel a little bit more like you're not just buying from some boutique guy, but you're buying from like a well-known distributor. And I wonder from the business side what hoops he has to jump through for like fulfillment or warranty or customer service, right? Or even like what's their fees? Like that's a big thing. So I sell on eBay. eBay has like 15% fees on things. That sucks. So you sell a mouse for $100. Okay, you only get $85, but then you go to buy a shipping label, so now you're only getting about $80 for the mouse. Okay, Amazon's bad. Amazon, I heard, Daz has sold some stuff on there. 40% fee for selling on Amazon. So when you see things, oh, why is it so much more expensive on Amazon than AliExpress? Well, there you go. There's one reason. So, and then also they want to make their marketplace reliable and stuff. So yeah, I don't know. Shout out to Piranha though, and whatever his German real name is, Hans. I don't know. I'm sure. I think he's German. I don't know. Maybe he's Austrian if they speak German. I don't know. But he seems like a really cool guy who's been in the space for a long time. Very knowledgeable. Mad respect to him. I've never met him. Maybe one day I can get him on the pod. Is that something you guys would like to know? I'm like kind of fascinated by some of the business side of things. So I think like hearing a story of him launching his brand or whatever, that might be kind of cool because you see these people try things all the time. You see, what's the Arya mouse, right? Arya mouse. Isn't that the carbon fiber? Remember these guys? FCC1, and they said another effing clone. Like this is a kind of startup-y company. You see this all the time with like pads and mice and whatnot. I have an Ember Edge KX100. I talked to this guy at length, the owner of this. So this homie here, he has Ember Edge as his brand, but his YouTube channel is called Patty Cakes or Pancakes or something. He just does like Let's Plays, or he used to be more active. And then he was like, I'm going to try selling a mouse pad. He showed me a picture of like a stack of this high mouse pads, like 25 different samples before he landed on a surface and quality that he liked. And I rather like this pad. It's basically like a mushed down Aqua Control. So it's a hybrid, but a pretty smooth one. And it's pretty thin. It's only like 2.5 or 3 millimeters thick, so meaning it feels pretty firm. And like the quality is not amazing. It's good, okay? The stitching, it's kind of big. It's not below surface, but it's soft. It's just a basic rubber base, but it's like a large mouse pad, and it's decently firm, which I like. Anywho, so just this kind of side to like businesses, what it takes to start it up, I think is just kind of fascinating. So talking about distributors, next little mini topic, check out Lethal Gaming Gear. If you guys are trying to break from the USA, break the tariff spell and get something cheap, they're having a sale right now. So if you go to their sale tab, they have a few things in here that are going to be mostly sold out because these have been on here forever. So like they only have the Riz in black soft, that size, but they do have a Wow Out. So this is one of mine. So $30 for a 500 by 600 pad ain't bad. Get yourself white if you want to leave goobers all over the place. there's a reason white mouse pads aren't really a thing. And this is, I'll jump back to that in a second. They had X-ray pad. They were talking about this in the Dazztrazak Discord. Link in the description below, guys, if you want to check that out. High to low, because we're ballers like that. Pads here, look at this. Aqua Control Plus for 13 bucks. Aqua Control Zero, 13 bucks. Equate, 15 bucks. Let's actually click on one and see size, because 450 by 400, no. 500 by 500, 35 bucks. You get black fly or white. So I have one in wave grass. I have this one, not this size, but this is a great pad. The Aqua Control Plus, to me personally, has kind of humidity problems. It's a little bit, the surface is a little bit too like pressed down. I don't know if it's from the printing process, so you get a little bit of stickiness. And I am a big fan though of the Zero. The Zero is a different surface and a different base, a different like stickiness on the bottom. This mouse, if you want a hybrid that is a little, I don't want to say rough, it's textured but still being decently skin friendly, I love the Zero. This is more abrasive than an Aqua Control, but the Zero is really nice. 15 bucks gets you a XL square. Very nice. I think I have an orange. I would have gotten the black. That black looks sleek, doesn't it? Kind of wave pattern. I do wish they could like pop out, roll over image to zoom in. Well, how about like a full screen image for the viewers on the podcast? Anywho. And then Lethal Gaming, if you're in the US, they are fantastic customer service. I've had 2 pads with problems. First one had a cut in it. It was a well out. Sent pictures. Alex or whoever from their customer service team was like, no problem. Next one's in the mail already. Awesome. Second thing, I had a Smooth Criminal with a like coffee stain on it that arrived. Same thing. Alex sent him a picture. He was like, cool, it's in the mail. So they're still totally usable. It's a friggin' like coffee stain the size of a quarter. So go check out Lethal Gaming Gear. I believe they're based out of Alabama. So I did show something. Let's go back to Lethal. Talking about pads and stuff. Let's go back to Onda. Did you guys catch that on the sale page? Let's sort by high to low because we're ballers. Look at this. Molten Edge. What does Molten Edge mean? Should I zoom in for our blind viewers or just look at that? Molten Edge. What does that mean? So they have Onda has the Blitz, Pels, and Riz. I honestly don't know. I think these are all like controller balance pads. I honestly don't know. Daz has them, but Molten Edge, my boys. Look at that. So this is like the Vaxi PC or PB, whatever the Vaxi one that they roll over the edge. I wonder if I can actually find out more info on Molten Edge. Isn't La Onda? It's funny. It sounds Spanish, but oh wait, Molten Edge refers to a mousepad's edge design. Maybe I should have just read it on this. So reputation, there is CS2, okay surface, bottom sizes, thickness, advantages. Can I see the Molten? That's the only mention of the Molten Edge. Okay. Can we... Well, I don't want to go over the AI summary. But they're saying... Oh, here we go. Oh, and they have the new ADHD pad? This is kind of cool. Well, I don't know. I don't know anything about it. So we have... Look at the texturing. Open that in a new tab. Oh, okay. I guess we're just going to zoom in this way. It looks like a basic cloth pad. ADHD, what a great name for a pad. I'm glad that, like, a neurodivergence characteristic is lighthearted enough where we can name a product it. Or, I don't know, do any of you guys with ADHD take offense to this? Let me know in the chat. I personally don't care. Let's translate to English. Yeah, La Onda, Spanish-sounding name, but actually German company. Doesn't the Whale have a partnership with them or something? Non-slip PU base, 490 by 490. Bummer that it's not 5... Okay, still better than being by 420, but why not 500 by 600? So, smooth textured fabric with sensor optimized texture, excellent tracking, less friction than SR, but more control feeling than a pure speed pad. So this is what we would call a balance pad. They don't talk about the Molten Edge though. Let's see if we can talk about the Blitz with a Molten Edge. Oh, there's a better picture, huh? Doesn't that look nice? Molten Edge. I wonder why they chose the word molten. I guess it does kind of look melty. So let's translate to English. And reputation, purpose, surface, bottom size, advantages. Do they still not say molten? Yeah, no mention of Molten Edge in the description. Well, anywho, I guess it's not super different from like what we've seen from Vaxi and some other companies. So that's neato burrito. Let's move on to the next topic, which would be Artisan Pad Interview. This is kind of cool. Artisan Developer Interview 2025. Test sales of the RM series of replaceable Surface mouse pads to be conducted within the year. So Artisan did a replaceable surfaces. What does this mean? Oh, Vexen, this guy has commented on the pod before. Replaceable surface. I don't need to buy a new Hayate Otsu every year. This probably means the pad's longevity will be a lot better, but also might be able to replace the surface with Otsu or Raiden, so you don't have to have 10 pads. Yeah, I wonder, is that really I don't know if the manufacturing process, like, does this then make the pad like $120? Who knows? I don't know what this means. Let's click on the actual interview. So for the sake of the podcast, because I don't know Japanese, nor am I going to translate English here, nor am I going to. Okay, this is well set up. Okay, guys, you can go check this out. Find this link or whatever. If you search this on Mousepad Review 2 months ago, so you should see this. Wow, I am behind the times, huh? You can go click on these different links here. Oh, wait, I can post in chat. I can interact. Well, there you guys go. Y'all can go check that out. You can jump to your own timestamp there and read up. But the summary that I got from ChatGPT is there's the new innovative RM series. Artisan is developing modular mousepad system where users can replace only the surface layer, preserving the durable foam base. This aims to reduce waste and offer customizable experiences. Sure, I guess. Will any of us care if it's the same price as just having multiple pads? I don't know. I might just go for multiple pads because then I can like resell them if I like don't like one. If it ends up being more money, then I don't really understand. I don't know. Like if you're gonna store it, can you like roll it up better? I don't know. Beta testing plans. The beta version of the RM series is scheduled for release later in 2025. Initial tests will be likely include the Heian surface due to compatibility. Initial tests will exclude the Heian surfaces due to compatibility challenges. Okay, we know that Artisan, they test stuff for a long time before they release it. Very Japanese culture there. With like automobile manufacturing, we see it too. Decade-long development. The project has been in development for nearly 10 years with challenges in adhesive strength, surface alignment, maintaining original feel. Future vision. Founder Toshihiro Kobayashi envisions a future where users can fully customize their mouse pads, selecting materials and components to assemble their ideal setup. What a cool thing, going to like a store and picking out different ones. But I guess still, again, not that different from mouse pads. Recent innovation, continuous improvement, emphasizes that development is still ongoing. Even after the RM series, they still plan to refine and design based on user feedback. Cool. Again, very Japanese culture there. They are big on continuous improvement. Just look up like Six Sigma or 5S. Type 99 mouse pad, designed for Counter-Strike. Yep, they talk about other Key 83, Zero, user-centric approach, committed to making their products more accessible, including plans to reduce shipping costs and revamp their official website. Yeah, so their official website is supposed to be revamped. I'm down with that, guys. Which one of these? Is this President Kobayashi? Him here? He's a young guy, huh? Are they drinking tea or whatever? That's cool. What is he using? What's he using here? This is like a smaller size mouse pad. What a G. Ease of peeling is verified for each condition. Yeah, you guys can go scroll through the images and whatnot. Anywho, they have their dot skates that released recently. So sure, why not go check that out if y'all are interested. I already talked about the Onda Molten Edge summary. Okay, here we are. Wow, an hour and 3 in. I am going so long. I'm taking longer. Well, this is not really news, but I did do a Reddit post of my Matrova custom pads that finally arrived. So the first pad that I'll talk about is the Breeze. We already have talked a lot about this stuff on the pod, but the Breeze, it's a spandex pad. It's a fast pad. It's not as fast as I thought. Super soft. The picture I have here, Latios is like the end credit scene from Pokemon Emerald or Ruby or Sapphire. So that game was big to my childhood, and I love this. It's kind of a pixel art looking thing, and I love it. I said that it's spandex like Raiden. It's super soft like an Energon, though. It feels even more plush than an Energon. I don't know, I need to get mine back from Daz. This is my favorite out of the bunch. It's not as fast as I thought. Yeah, it's I'm not gonna mess up my camera and move it, but I mean it's a speed pad, but I would say it's at the lower end of the speed pad, kind of like my GameSense LiDAR. But there's like no texturing to it. It's incredibly soft on the skin, like an Energon. It might even be like softer than an Energon. It's insane. Like yeah, it's hard to describe. They say it speeds up over time. The Pink Storm. I'll grab these other pads here. The Pink Storm is. Scroll to this one here. It's is the X-Wing one here. So this is like an aqua control sort of, but it feels kind of pressed. Like it's, I don't know, maybe that's because of the printing. It's actually shiny. I think I showed these off on a previous pod. The next one was the Violet Mist. Got my Star Wars Battlefront on there. This is a textured pad. This is kind of like imagine like a Wallhout or another kind of textured control, but the texturing is a finer, more like teeny tiny little pinpricks rather than kind of large lumpy bits. So it's maybe a little bit too abrasive for some people. Like I imagine like it'd be like a fine grit versus a coarse grit sandpaper. I'm not saying it's rough like sandpaper. I'm just saying it's like a finer grit. And then the last one was the Balance X. This is a gun from Battlefield 2042 that I like. Yeah, I actually have the most time on the Balance X because I got that purple one accidentally shipped to me. But yeah, it's basically it's at 0. But apparently there's an infused coating that will make it last longer. So a couple things if you guys are interested in Matrova pads. I'm not like paid by them or anything or whatever. I did get my pads at a discount, but I still did pay my own money for them. They do have lots of options. Great value proposition. You can customize size, base, firmness, stitching. You can sorry, not stitching, the surface, and the picture or color that you choose is totally customizable too with no upcharge. Yeah, their Discord's super cool. Edge stitching is not the softest, but it is below surface and it's rather thin. And yeah, it did take a while for me to get it. However, here's an update. So I wonder if I can go to my Discord. Matrova did unfortunately announce some sad news. If I go to announcements and Matrova, so this is Levi, the CEO. We regret to inform you that due to recent and frequent policy changes arising from trade tensions, our shipping routes to the United States have been temporarily suspended. As a result, all orders placed by U.S.-based customers will be delayed until further notice. For customers who wish to cancel their orders, please proceed with the cancellation request at your earliest convenience. We will process refunds promptly upon receipt of your request. For those who'd prefer to wait until resumption of services, we can commit to covering all potential product-related taxes once the shipping routes are restored. Please note that orders canceled may incur self-funded tax liabilities if replaced at a later date. We understand this may cause an inconvenience and apologize for the disruption. What a great post. Where's Darmoshark, a much bigger company? Where's Darmoshark's half decent reply post about their micro switch fiasco? So look at that. They say they're going to, if you choose to wait, they will cover all potential product related taxes. So is that like what I was showing earlier on stream with the I don't want to show my address on stream. No, thank you. Let me go back to the tariffs RIP and bring that up again for people who are just tuning in. I'm sorry. Again, if you're just tuning in, Daz ain't here. He is on vacation. So the tariffs or whatever, this additional charge, they're not calling this a tariff. When you click on, okay, they do call it import charges. But I was under the impression that when the thing gets delivered to you, USPS or UPS holds it hostage until, you sign here and swipe your card kind of a thing. That's how I thought it worked. I didn't realize that they charge it at the start here. But the percentages are all over the place. Okay, this one, $8 on a $24 item, so that's a third of it. I saw some of the items that were it was only a few bucks. Then I saw other items on the AliExpress subreddit where it was a $6 widget had $26 in tariffs on it. So I don't know where the formula for these, and I hope Matrova does, because that's going to be a lot of money that I don't know, they might just end up literally shipping products for free. But yeah, Matrova seems like a decent guy. They even said that the Matrova brand right now, they're not really making money. They're like pretty much just breaking even, and their core business is still doing well, selling within Asia. But the Matrova brand itself, they're just trying to get more pads into the hands of gamers, probably build some brand recognition. All right. So I think, oh my gosh, I did the stream and I forgot to have the freaking news banner on. Every week I forget. I need to figure. I even have the note in the doc and I still forget. Well, there's the news. Okay. Let's go on to Rarzies does ask in chat, what's the pad that I like the most? Definitely the Breeze. Definitely the Breeze out of them. After that, I do like them all, but just kind of for different reasons. The big thing is, though, to have the size you want, the base you want, and best of all, the graphic that you want. It makes you feel like you're using something truly special, and I don't know. That's the we customize the crap out of our mice with like skates and soldering in different switches and encoders and click feel and all this stuff. Like, why hasn't pad customization like come about earlier? Really? Part of it, I think, is because most of these brands are just that they're a brand. They're not an OEM. Like Matrova is actually linked to a OEM. So, anywho, still loving the Zaopin ZPW. Absolutely loving this. Absolutely loving this. The yellow is kind of a cool neon yellow. Yeah, doesn't come through on camera, but coating's good. You can actually maybe see the difference. See the difference in blue between the base and the shell, how the shell is lighter? That is from Z Coating. The side buttons are great. I haven't even been using the side buttons, but I have like my grenades and some other weapon things switched on side buttons. So yeah, those side buttons, dude, Daz is gonna like these. They do not. When you press them in hard, they just sit flush with the shell, and it's like beautifully flush. Dude, what a solid frickin' mouse. No flex. The skates haven't been giving me a problem. I do think there are some skiving marks that need to be smoothed out with use, but no problemo. Let's go over to... Middle mouse is a little bit uninspiring, I guess. It's like one of those dot switches. It's not like a true micro switch. Scroll wheel feels nice, though. And the rubber on this, I don't know if the rubber is silicone. It's insanely grippy. I'm very happy with this mouse. This might be like one of my favorite ergos I own at this point. Maybe I'm just glazing it because it's new. That is sometimes a thing. So we're done with news. Let's go over to Reddit recap. I got just a couple things here before we doom scroll for just a little bit. It's really not that difficult. Endgame discussion. Addiction made me buy 20 plus mice in the months between December and April. Wow. I just ended up aiming best with a clone. So the question for you guys in chat is, what? Have you gone through a similar period of discovery? Something where you had something you really liked, tried a bunch of different stuff, go right back to the thing you originally started with. Because I have, it's not a story, but that's how I've been about the final mouse shape. So I got big into mice back in dude, I remember the Final Mouse Scream 1 when this came out new, okay? And I love the shape. I had one. I bought one used, and dude, I wish I still had it, because this mouse with the box, they go for like $400 plus. But these actually had a coating. It was a good mouse, good shape. The first Final Mouse shape. This was back when I think Moto Speed, aka Darmoshark, was their OEM. I always loved the shape. I ended up getting a Starlight 12 Achilles, and I love this mouse. I got this mouse from the drop. I remember being at my parents' house on like summer break or whatever between classes from college, and I bought it, and I got the gold, and Destroyer, buddy of mine, got the red. Love this shape. It was my first like really, really small mouse. I did have like a modded Asus V2 Razer. I did have one of these that I love this shape too. So just like small ambies. Back when they did these rubberized side grips. I even took off the side grips so it would make it feel even thinner. What a great shape, dude. This is, guys, if you haven't tried one, if you can find one for like $10 and you're okay with a cord, it's a good shape. No side buttons. Hollow feeling clicks, but it's a good shape. I mained this for probably 2 years. Fast forward, I then start getting back into mice. After maining this and like not buying any mice, I start trying other mice. I get this ridiculous, I wish you guys could see the wall behind me. These are all mice here. These are all mice here. I try all these different things, and I go back to the other day with these Matrova pads. I was going back to spending some time on the Beast X, which is a Final Mouse medium shape. Love it. I was using this at work the other day. Absolutely love it. Just really good locked in feel. I do like putting, check this out. So we have the WL mouse side grips because of their stupid sides. I'm sorry, my camera might do a great job of focusing because I actually have it like cropped awkwardly. But I also put an additional tape right here so I have consistent thumb placement, and this allows me to grip far forward. I like a far forward grip, which their side buttons are good for far forward grip, and it just makes it feel a little bit more precise, kind of like you're really choking up on a pencil when you go to write rather than holding it way the heck far back. I just love this shape. Always have loved the Final Mouse shape. Never not going to not love it. So that was like a triple negative. But yeah, have you guys had any stories of going back to a mouse shape after trying a million things? Even the Prime, yeah, I forgot how much I love this shape. I didn't really use mine just because they were heavy and the clicks didn't feel that great. But yeah, so I don't want to call it my end game, but it's definitely like one of my most consistent. So Alex Lee in chat says, I started with the Logitech G100. Oh, what an OG mouse. I have had multiples of these. I used one for Star Wars Battle for a long time. I took the DPI button here. I removed it. I took the micro switch, rotated it 90 degrees, cut a hole in the side, and made like a 3D printed plunger piece so that I could have a thumb button on mine. And I currently am, I sold it to a friend, and I actually need to fix it for him. Sitting on the desk behind me. So Alex Lee started from a G100, went to a G203, to a G Pro Wireless, to a Superlight, to an OP1, Beast X Max, then a Beast X, then went back to an OP1W. So yeah, just to take a look at some of those. G203 is just another egg shape, so he went from egg shape to egg shape. Then he went to G Pro Wireless. Dude, I feel like everyone has tried that shape. So this is what the Superlight is based on, and then Superlight's the same shape, OP1 mouse. Yeah, a lot of people like the OP1. Kind of flattish side, small mouse. It's got a cult following. Yeah, the purple ones are still going for like $100 on Mouse Market and eBay and stuff. So, next sort of Reddit doom scrolling thing. Kind of for some interaction with chat here, you guys. What's your current peripheral main and your game? So this homie, mainly playing Valorant, using a Wooting 60HE, ATK 99G Xsoft, and WiseOwl Cloud OGM V2. So this is a pretty goated setup, dude. I respect this. So WiseOwl has known to be pretty good wireless performance and stuff. The OGM Cloud V2, it's, if you guys don't know, this is a Ergo with kind of flattish sides. Wait, I'm sorry. I was thinking OGM Pro. OGM Cloud, haha. Yeah, so I love my Cloud. The only thing preventing me from using it more is just I love optical switches. I'm on optical, so I just use other things. But even the ratios in their Cloud XS are really good. Cloud XS, one of my favorite small mice right now. Really should use it more. It's definitely WiseOwl's best work. It's such a well-built mouse. Kind of like how Lambs, every part of the mouse, from the scroll wheel to the skates to the shape to the coding, is just really well done. The Cloud XS is that way. This mouse, if you guys see one pop up on Mouse Market for like $60 and you've been eyeing it, this is a darn good mouse. It hasn't gotten a whole lot of publicity though. Yeah, Wooting is a little bit, it's curious. He's using a really cheap knockoff of a pad, a good pad. But yeah, this is like literally a $12 mouse pad if you have coins on AliExpress. But then he's using a $200 Wooting when you can get, I mean, Daz is a self-professed, Wooting's dead to me because it does not sound very good. The keys have a ton of wobble. Yeah, anyway, cool setup. He's got a stream going on his one monitor and probably gaming on the other. These look like 1080p screens based on the icon size. So, pretty respectable. For me right now, I've long said that I've just wanted a 500 by 600 spandex pad. So, is that Dazztrazak?
Dazztrazak with a baby on AirPods.
Oh, I hear the baby on the AirPods. Well, hello, baby, and hello, Dazztrazak's other baby.
How bad is this mic quality?
It's not the best,
Yeah,
but it's
yeah, okay.
We were just doing a Reddit recap. I'm so glad you could pop in. Don't feel like you have to stay committed to sticking around, though.
Yeah, I'll drop off soon probably.
Okay. Well, here, backing up to one discussion question. I am sharing my screen, but this homie had 20 plus mice. He started with an egg. After the 20 plus mice, he ended right back where he started with another egg. So I told the story of how I made a Final Mouse for years, tried a bunch of stuff, and I still consistently go back to the Beast X Final Mouse shape. Have you had a similar story at all?
I do seem to come back to small claw mice.
Small claw mice, yeah. You know what I should do is okay. Yeah, you still love the OP1 small claw mouse.
OP1, hit scan, HTS Ultra. It might be at my house at this point, honestly. But yeah, they're great.
Oh, you got one. An HTS Ultra.
Yeah, it's coming off a mouse market. Yeah, $90 was cheap enough for me to pull the trigger.
I think I saw that one. It was black?
Red. It was red.
Red. Okay, I did not see that one then. Very good. You got a cool. So HTS Ultra Red G Wolves. Yeah, pretty cool little mouse. Honeycomb up the wazoo. Super lightweight. Yeah, I know you said that you can already tell that the shape is something that you would like. Like you like the Cyrox.
Yeah, I'm curious how the super lightweight plays. Like, will I actually discover it's too lightweight to be consistent?
Also,
We'll
the
find out.
the buttons and the like chopped nature of the front of the mouse, because you put your fingers way the heck far forward.
Yeah, they hang like, I mean, they might hang pretty far off of that mouse. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Also on stream, I unboxed the Zaopin ZPW that just arrived today. Dude, this is really good. Like really good. Really good build qualities. The side buttons I said to everyone they're going to be Dazztrazak approved because you can push them really hard and they just sit flush with the shell. They just don't go any further.
Yeah, I don't know why I hyper focus on that, but it is typically a sign of good
It
like,
is.
structural integrity.
It is, yeah. It's not bad. And then Omron Opticals. I was like debating getting the Darmoshark N7 even with the looming tariffs, and I didn't because of tariffs. I'm happy with this. Omron Opticals, dude. Omron Opticals are bust. So this one even has a coating. It's not the grippiest coating. It's not James Donkey level, but it is better than no coating. Maybe kind of like a Wise Owl coating. Yeah. You can even see the color difference between the shell and the base.
It's a great colorway. I saw a really positive review on MouseReview, and then
Yeah.
Boy Guru also did an unboxing video as well. He got his too. So
Oh, very nice. Yeah, Elo Shapes. I'm not gonna look it up, but yeah, he said he has a review coming soon too. The other topic that I had going into Reddit recap here. Actually, this one wasn't that interesting. Let's just go to Sia J said that. So I want to go to. Whoops, not new top. Yeah, we already went over some of the leaks this week. We had some big leaks. We had Razer, Asus, and Logitech all with potential leaks. I already kind of talked about these. I don't know. Did you want to talk about? You share any thoughts on like this?
what were the
Razer?
leaks? I'm like way out of touch right now over here in Colorado.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So one leak was Razer. This is a new Razer mouse, but we don't know. To me, it looks ambi. Like maybe it could be kind of an NPO1S style ergo, but
Is it
the
lower profile? Yeah.
doesn't it?
Okay.
So let me
Yeah.
grab my Viper. So maybe it's just I don't know. The Viper in my camera angle right now also looks pretty low profile. You have a slight rear hump. Some people were saying Viper V4, but like why? Maybe an AI feature coming to a mouse? I don't know. I was hopeful for a relaunch of an old namesake, like for example Lance Head, Razer Lance Head. I mean they used to have. Oh, okay, you click on shopping and you get rid of all the others. Razer Lance Head was kind of a wacky one. There was the Abyssus, which is their like entry level budget line. Really solid shapes from this. Like the Abyssus V2 was my main for like 6 months or so, maybe longer than that. Really awesome shape. Again, like if you can pick one up for, I think you would like it. No, the bendy clicks you wouldn't. But if you found one for like $20 and can live without side buttons, pretty solid choice. So
I guess that raises the question: like, if you put out a god tier shape like the Viper V3 Pro, do you even try to iterate on it? Like, is there a reason for a V4?
Well, maybe it's an SE version. We saw that there's the G Pro X Superlight 2 SE with like the lower
Yes. Yep.
polling rate. So maybe they're trying to go after that. I do get though not wanting to dilute your brand image. Um, for example, we never got, remember the Viper Mini Signature Edition? They were like, there are no more mice that are releasing with this shape. With the release of the Cobra Pro, people were like, give us a lightweight version. And Razer the Fiend was like, there will be no more of this shape. So that was like, they did not want to dilute the Viper Mini Signature at all. I don't know if they don't want to, they might not want to dilute the Viper V3. I don't know. But then again, you see them selling on Viper V3 Pro Razer. They're not selling at, yeah, selling at $137.
Oh wow.
So the market simply will not bear $160, $70, $80 unless you're getting unique colorway, in which point you're kind of a nerdy enthusiast.
Yeah, you're just going for it at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe they're learning from this that they really need to target the $100 price point. I don't know.
Did we talk about the GPX Mini leak?
Yeah, we did. We did. Yeah, let's go over to that. So the 2C, right? What do you think of that name?
Just call it a mini? Like, I don't know. I guess people will know what it is in theory. I guess the average person might not, though.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm kind of down with like the Dex was kind of cool, but now that they're going with a lowercase c, wouldn't it make sense to have like a GPX Superlight 2D and then like Superlight 2C? I don't know. I feel like you could make alphanumerics work while maintaining the Superlight branding. But it
So
is,
they're just kind of winging it here.
yeah.
Maybe they didn't thoroughly think this whole
Maybe
rollout
they
plan
don't.
out.
Maybe they do want to number things a little bit more because mini becomes then like it becomes like too wordy or something. I mean, it is a very wordy name already. I don't know. My take earlier in the pod was I'm down with it as long as they're consistent. If they release another mini version down the road of any other mouse, please keep the lowercase c.
That's fair. Yeah.
You're
Just stay consistent for
they're
sure.
teaching us something, and I'm fine with that. But then don't go change the lesson plans halfway through.
All right, what was the last leak?
And the last leak was actually one breaking news that I found literally 5 minutes before the show, which led to it being late. Check this out. ROG Keris 2 Origin instead of Ace. So it looks like it's the same
Interesting.
exact darn shape. The front buttons look a little bit more flat, maybe?
Okay.
They got rid of the ribs on the side, but they have their cosmetic ribs now. And I don't know if this is the black one looked coated. Doesn't this look coated? Like, see how there's kind of like fingerprint grease here?
It does, yeah.
But I also
Interesting.
know they use their goofy nylon shell. So I don't know. The key difference though is that they call this Keris 2 Origin. So the Ace was is that a high polling rate? Keris 2 Ace polling rate. Yeah, this goes up to 8,000 hertz. So maybe the Origin is a budget version. Are we seeing a bunch of budget lineups being leaked? Wouldn't that be interesting? We do have internal photos here. So right off the bat, see the color of the shell? This is like a bare plastic color, and then the black paint, makes me think that's a coating. That's like a spray-on coating. You see this with old Razer mice, like that Abyssus V2 I showed. If you were to take that black, flip it upside down, it looks like this on the inside. But also we have,
That's great. Yeah.
yeah, it looks like we have a TTC Gold encoder, dust-proof switches sitting inside of hot swap sockets, maybe. A battery that looks like it's ballooned, but I don't think it actually has. Sensor is probably their aim point sensor that they always market, if I had to guess. Battery is 370 milliamp hours, so lightweight still is important. It's not a massive battery. Yeah, those are definitely hot swap sockets. Oh, and that was the other thing. Can I go back to the pictures of the external photo bottom? Yeah, so check out these little nuggets here on the side, left and right, those little beauty marks, if you will. If we go back to internal photos, it must be hot swap, right? There's where your little dimples go, and then hot swap sockets. So it's hot swappable. I don't know if the Ace is hot swappable. I don't think it is. Yeah, hot swap sockets. Nordic MCU. We can't really see the chip name. Oh, OR, probably Origin. So I bet you it says like Aimpoint Origin. Maybe it's a lower polling rate. Hard to say. Hard to say.
It's like either a niche or a very try-hard product from Asus who doesn't.
Yeah. I think part of it is it's so cute. We're hearing baby cooing noises.
I apologize. Yeah.
No,
I'm trying
it's
to time the mutes with it.
You've been manually muting this. That's impressive. So if we look up like the Keris to Ace, let's just see what this is trending at. 100, bro. These do not. Is anyone buying this at that price tag? I don't think anyone is, because I see these all the time on eBay and Mouse Market, like sub $70, which is crazy because this was one of those that launched at like 160 or whatever it was. So, yeah, someone else also mentions it looks like it has an RGB LED. That is 100% true. Thank you for pointing that out, Kenny D. Kenny D with the save here. We have an RGB LED, and there's the little diffuser blocker here. So yeah, the reason this shell would be this way back in the day was so they could have RGB up the butt, and then they would just paint it wherever they didn't want the RGB to show through. Yeah. So yeah, consensus at least that I'm seeing is I'm feeling it's a budget. Even the PCB's bigger. It's not as compact as lightweight, right? Looks like we'll still have good structural integrity. So, yeah, I don't know. Maybe we're getting some budget mice leaks. That is cool. But otherwise, I was going back to mouse review and sort by top from this week. Friggin' low effort post gets 400 upvotes. I love it. $40 is a good deal. I wouldn't say it's a steal. I don't know. I think $40, if you want it to sell like within hours on eBay, $40 is a good price. I have seen them lower. Not much lower, like $35, but why this makes me laugh. I know, isn't that funny? Do you ever think about just how weird it is that like Ambis are more popular, but this is disturbing. But our hands are not ambidextrous. I don't know. Yeah, the Zekin's a Valorant player? I don't even know. Actually, I don't even care to look it up. He found his endgame with the F1, the Titan. I still love mine, though the hitscan hyperlate is darn good. Oh, we did talk about the Razer ProClick V2 and the ProClick V2 non-vertical. Both versions of those.
Okay, yeah, I saw that leak.
It's not that interesting. They have some AI thing that they talk about with macros, sure. Yeah, there's the two shapes. So the ProClick has already been out. I actually have one. It's a very comfortable mouse, but it's crazy heavy because it has like an aluminum base plate. Very well built mouse. And yeah. Oh, I didn't talk. Oh, I skipped over news. Okay, wait. We've got to back up. Quick news. Haha. News banner. Rapoo is launching a new mice. Look at this. So they've launched new mice, 56 grams, 500 hours battery life, under 1K, 100 under 8K. Whoa. So yeah, they're sticking with their 800 milliamp hour battery, but doing 56 gram weight. That means you can get this down to like 42 grams with a battery swap. That's impressive. This was a video, and it looks like a long boy. Yeah, this does look comfy. 55.85 grams, very nice. We have some internal photos here. I don't really know what that's showing. Oh, a battery life test here, so maybe a continuous test here. 109 hours, very cool. And they're talking about polling rate 8K. I don't know what this means. Can I translate this to Chinese? If we go to image translate, Google Translate works pretty well, but sometimes they gotta use Yandex. So this is polling rate battery life. Oh, look at that, my dudes. Can I open this in a new tab? Yes, I can. Battery life, look at that. So ATK Rayquaza, heck yeah. So where is, they have the Viper on here with a teeny tiny little 306 milliamp hour battery. Yeah, 800 milliamp hours, 63 hours at 8K hertz polling, very nice. They even have the grams. big, small, middle. The flower of beast of all spirits X, heck yeah. Colorful M900 Pro, that's They don't have, you know what I'd love to see is Logitech. Logitech is friggin' king with their Hero sensor. Their mice have been shipping with 240 milliamp hour batteries for literally 5 years. Longer than that even. I think the G Pro Wireless from 2018 is 240 milliamp hours, but they still boast the same battery life, if not better, than everyone else. So, yep, they do a good job. Let's go back to Rapoo. Ooh, is that blue? Because I ain't buying it if it's black or white. 53 grams, nano 8K hertz receiver. Omron optical and Rapoo maybe switches. C-Click 2.0. This is a really good infographic. Too bad, like, I can't read it. Purple mouse. Oh, and an Ergo version. So yeah, this is the VT3 upgrade, refresh, I guess. Nordic MCU. I don't think, Kenny, I don't think it's a VT1, though I understand. Doesn't it look like it? But I don't think. So the Rapoo VT1, this one here is another kind of ambi that's kind of clean, sleek looking. But I think these are a little bit stubbier. This looks like a longer boy. More like Viper V3 Pro size. Yeah, should I image translate this real quick? Image translate. Whoops, images and paste. So we go here to 14 concurrent viewers. I'm sorry that am I really that interesting? Daz is holding a baby. About 53 grams. What do they see here? I can't read it. 100 million times 2 million times C-Click 2.0 partner official shooting team. Okay, 500 hour battery life. Anyway, yeah. So Rapoo stuff is like, dude, they're like innovating out here. They went from like doing really weird gamer stuff to now kind of honing in at what enthusiasts like. So I'm down with this. That's it for pictures. What do people in the comments say? Comfortable for bigger hands, K. Oh, this is good. Devylung, the guy who does a ton of Billy leaks and stuff. He was the one who told me about this mouse. He says, a reviewer who is famous as a mouse tester in China used a mouse jiggler to test 8K usage time. The Rapoo mouse uses a forced 8K hertz polling rate. Fixed. No power saving mode. 8K is constantly maintained and the battery consumption is the same as wired. Wait, battery consumption? I guess like the consuming rate is. I don't understand how. Anyway.
I think really low battery life then, right? If it's perma forced 8K.
Well, that's why they're saying that this is still. They're still saying 63 hours with 8K hertz polling is impressive. I mean, that's. Yeah. That's going to be probably better than what you get with most of your mice on 2K hertz. The results are reliable, so he trusts him. But the forced 8K, my problem is, bro, I don't want to. That's unusable. Battlefield for me is a stuttery mess at anything over 2K. So, return of the DPI button I'm pumped for, sure. N54 line from Nordic. Yeah, I caught that too. You guys see that? Nordic 54L15. Yeah, I wonder if this is going to bring up, like, I don't know. The 3395 8K hertz is the max because it's 8,000 FPS. I don't know if we're going to start seeing. I also don't know the MCU limitations. I wonder if we're going to start seeing higher and higher polling rates, better and better battery life. Maybe we'll start seeing Neuralink implemented well. So, I don't know. This is cool. Rapoo, they have good marketing material, it looks like, and I hope it comes to Vine because I'm probably not going to buy one with all the tariffs. Yeah. The other thing, Daz, I guess while I have you here, is I did a brief thing on, let me bring up, where is tariffs? Here we go. Tariffs, dude, they're starting to hit. Have you tried checking out on AliExpress with anything yet? Because I screenshot.
Somebody on YouTube said that there was an upcharge, and I asked them, was it the price tag or was there a line item? And I haven't gotten a response. Is it actually showing now?
So I get two things that happen. One of two things happens. Option one, I go to checkout, unavailable item, can't be shipped to my selected region, USA.
Oh.
Yep, that's maybe half the items. The other half the items, here's an example. $24 mouse, ignore the $7 in coins. $8 additional charges. So this is, I know, this isn't an egregious one, but I saw others where it was like literally doubling the price of your product. Here's what they say what additional charges means. Products from the PRC entering the US for consumption will be applicable import charges because of the US, blah, blah, blah. That's a different dollar amount because this is a different item I just screenshotted, but Yeah, so the question for you is, you're kind of the budget review king on YouTube. Like, how is this gonna affect you? Um, I know you have networked with some people on the AliExpress and other manufacturers to get products, but I don't know if those are gonna be subject to tariffs, like that UPS will charge you with or something.
Yeah, I've not gotten their take on it yet. If I end up paying just a tariff charge for like a review unit, that's still probably worth it to me.
Okay.
If a mouse is like 25 and the tariff takes to 35, I'd probably still consider it, but anything like 60 and above, we're talking a significant upcharge
Yeah.
here. So we'll
So,
see.
do you have anything in the works where you're just gonna pilot it just to try it out?
As far as like supply people like getting review units or
Hmm.
like buying,
Do you have anything
uh,
that like that any of your contacts have said that they want to send you?
no one's mentioned a tariff. I just talked to Lambs earlier today on the Paro. I'm hopefully gonna get that, but that's
Okay.
different, obviously.
Yeah, they even sell within the U.S. now. Oh, I mean, like Micro Center. I darn near went to Micro Center today just to check it out, but yeah. So part of it is like, where does it ship from, right? So like once it's imported, it gets subject to the tariffs, but if it's warehoused in the U.S. So this whole thing here, you can sort on AliExpress, filter by ships from USA, and those do not have this additional charge tariff. Yeah. Um, yeah, Lamzu Pero. Well, I am eager to know how it works out for you, Daz. Um, yeah. Okay. What are other people saying in chat? Can you switch it off 8K? Yeah, that was the thing. I think they were saying that you cannot switch it off 8K is what they were saying here. Pretty wild. So let's go back to, I don't know, am I kind of done doom scrolling? We are late into the podcast, 1 hour 41. I'm gonna keep going a little bit longer because we have 12 concurrent viewers. We can doom scroll a little bit. I don't want to like do a ton because I do want to like wrap this up in a little bit, but let's see. We can always meme on people's collections and setups. So this guy has like an acrylic case. He has an interesting setup here. So he has Delux M900, really, and then he has a bunch of like goated stuff. So he has Cyrox V8 that's like glossy, or is that something else? Hard to tell. Viper V3 Pro, R5 or API float. And then this is a Lamzu Maya, I think, because that kind of grayish looking scroll wheel. Hard to say. And then like a
Interesting
3D
though.
printed.
I heard some people going for the R5 over the float because they were seeing float AliExpress tariff charges, but Attack Shark was not charging that yet on their site.
Yeah. I think you can even get the Attack Shark R5, not even through their website. I'm pretty sure you can even get it on Amazon. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's huge.
$90.
What?
Ooh.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Are we
anywho.
just getting a Beast X at this point? I don't know.
I know. Oh, this is a Cyrox. That is a Lamzu. Okay. Yeah, this is a good setup. The Deluxe M900, that is not like the others, I gotta say. And then he has, yeah, okay, cool setup. Oh yeah, I talked about the Matrova pads. Yep. Anyway, there's yeah custom artwork. The Breeze is my favorite right now, but I don't have a ton of time on them because I've been away for work. Um, yeah, Elo Shapes has a ZPW. The colors on mine, the yellow is more of a neon yellow. My camera really won't show it, but it's not a golden yellow like shown here. I do wish they made the bottom base plate yellow. That would have been a nice accent. How's this dude set up? This is a good setup collection here. Mainstream stuff. This is all like name brand. Like the most out there brand is gonna be the Ninjutsu Vaxi, right? But yeah, otherwise Endgame gear, Razer, Logitech. Sure, he has a custom painted one here too. It looks like he even changed the scroll wheel on it. Maybe I don't know. That tape though, I wonder when he peels off that tape if he's gonna peel off the paint too. Um, 3D printed OP1 shape, very cool, very cool. Yeah, another topic that we talked about, Max Gaming is now stocking Piranha Mouse mods mice, which is pretty cool. That might be. I hope he can keep up with production because my understanding is he 3D prints all of them himself. Another little setup here. There, look at that. That's a pretty good pairing. Crazy to think that the Attack Shark looks better or the IPI float looks better. Yeah. Sorry. Wise Owl OGM Pro Zeus. If you're into anime knockers, if you will. 8-bit dough retro R8, pretty cool. This just looks like a rendering, but then here's the actual mouse. Yeah, the Darmoshark X1 that I talked about earlier kind of is a little bit retro with its like really flattish sides. Pretty cool how the dock to this even looks retro. They did a good job with that. Yeah, we talked about the switches. We talked about that. Talked about that. Viper V3 Pro from Casual. Oh, kitty on the pad. It's a little kitty. Yeah, Daz, Lethal Gaming Gear's having a sale right now on X-Ray pad stuff. I'm a big fan of the X-Ray pad Aqua Control Zero. It's $15 for 500 by 500 square. They only have like 2 of the black and white ones left in stock. Otherwise, you got to get a white and orange, which will definitely show goobers. Here's this guy. This guy Cam Vinci 87 is in our Discord. He posts mods and he has a super high-tech scale. I love it. 34 grams, my dude, with I'm guessing a smaller battery and cutting up the base. That's pretty well done. Lamzu, ooh, yummy gaming mouse, very dirty. Yeah, that blue is really nice. Here in the WL mouse, meow. ATK X1 Ultra. Wait. We missed this. Daz, what? Where was the pure blood?
What is that artwork?
The Mudblood. Remember the Mudblood version? The Pure Blood was teased a while back. ATK X1 Pure Blood, or is it True Blood? Pure Blood, True Blood, Pure Blood. Yeah, this orange one, right? Because they make the Z1 in this wonderful orange. Where's the X1? And now instead we're getting this. I mean, I'm not complaining. Well, I am because I can't get it with tariffs. Look at that scroll wheel, my dudes. Eye of Horus? Horus? Who was Horus? Egyptian Sky God. Okay, some like Yu-Gi-Oh stuff. I gotta go watch more Yu-Gi-Oh anime, huh? So Sky God with the eye. Yeah, pretty cool. Hey, I'm down with a theme. The black and gold looks good. Is it over the top? Yeah. But is it better than black and white? Yes. Sure. So I wonder if they may improve their coding. I do wish ATK would improve their coding. That's pretty cool. I missed that one. Fingertip R1, or sorry, IPI float. Angry Meow. Wait, what is this about the Angry Meow? Trash battery system and support. Oh, wow, we should have talked about this. Whoops. So if you guys remember, the Angry Meow was that mouse that they advertised its Magnesium G Pro wireless shape, but with an infinite battery life Kickstarter for like a crazy amount of money. $130 this guy paid. Okay, brand new unboxing. The Angry Meow Infinity Mouse battery magnet system was already broken after you unboxed it. The magnet arrived dislodged, or did it come loose using it? Because we use some strong magnets, they can come loose after constantly being manipulated due to the high power of the magnet. In that case, gluing them back in solves the issue. I tried to glue it with 3 different types of glue, including super glue. The magnet still jumps right out. The response. Okay, this guy... Brother... Okay, does Angry Meow need to do better? Yes, but does whining on Reddit about this solve your issue? No, like, homie, I don't... Bro, I super glue magnets into, like, all of my mice, and it's really easy. What he's probably doing wrong, and I should comment, super glue needs to adhere to, like, if you zoom in microscopic level, the surface that you're gluing needs to be all rough. There needs to be pockets for that super glue to grab onto. If you don't have that, if it's just a slippery surface, super glue won't adhere. Like, try sticking super glue to, like, PTFE or something. You'll just be able to, like, bend the PTFE and pop it right off. So he needs to take sandpaper or even just like a knife or something and scratch the crap out of that magnet, scratch the crap out of the plastic. Try again. And follow the instructions on the glue. If it says to press and hold it for 20 seconds, you do 30 seconds. But, yeah, I don't know, just... Yeah. I understand being frustrated because it is an expensive product, and I don't disagree with the response, though. Yep. If, like, you continue to have issues, then maybe it's worth reaching out again. But, sure. This is what Angry Meow is all about, is a custom keyboard enjoyer. They've been putting overpriced garbage for years, and it's a bit of a meme. Okay. So, maybe nothing new there. Well, anywho. Let's go back to. Are we done with? Actually, I think I want to be done doom scrolling. Let's go on to personal ramblings. So, Daz, I wasn't expecting you to be able to join. Do you have YouTube updates? I have here. I don't know if this is an old note, but new categories of peripherals and A9 roundup coming soon.
Yeah, I can give a real quick update, and then I gotta drop off probably.
Okay.
Mostly, I just had to schedule some stuff because I'm on vacation, so I did some keyboard shorts that were more like obligations, but they're out there now. And then tomorrow morning, the hit scan versus F1 video is going to release, which I'm actually excited about.
Ooh, yeah.
That was pretty interesting to make. So.
Yeah, your GPX Clone That We Deserve video did well, 3,000 views.
It did, yeah. The short and the video both. The short's over like.
Hey guys, it's Ash.
Maybe that's the X1 or the R5 versus IPI float, but
yeah.
Either way, shockingly, the subs like mice better. So.
Yeah. Okay.
Not much else otherwise. I'll have to catch up when I get home. That's the other thing coming.
Yeah. Yeah, your Octogrip pad review, I actually haven't watched it, but I saw some people, you were talking about format, like pad review format, if people like this.
Yeah, it's not doing bad. And then Azar from Tenta-X tweeted out about it and talked about me asking for a mid base because it's only soft. So I thought that was pretty cool. So yeah, it's got a little more views than that review roundup of all those 3 interesting mice. So
okay, very cool. Very cool. You mentioned new category of peripherals. Is that pads?
Like keyboards and pads and IEMs versus just mice. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm gonna try and stay mice focused, but we'll branch off once in a while.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Well, that's cool.
All right, I'm gonna drop with that. I'm glad that my crappy mic quality was able to drop in for some time.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Thank you for popping in. We definitely do appreciate it, and got to get your take on a few things.
All right. Talk to you later.
Cool. See ya.
Good luck. Yep.
All right, so let's go back to personal ramblings. Oh wait, I still have the news banner, dude. I'm a crappy podcaster, guys. News rambling. Okay, personal ramblings. So I gotta pull up the retention video for you guys while I personal ramble about. I actually did have some stuff happen this week. I did a work trip that was kind of interesting. Dude, food reviews next. Dang it, I should have read that to him. I don't know, like maybe you actually could, because think about it, if you're like a product reviewer, you have to be like detailed and be able to communicate those details. So like regardless of product category, I guess the skill set might translate. That's not a WL mouse, it's just L mouse. It's funny. So yeah, personal ramblings. I did travel for work this week. So I'm a mechanical engineer, and I went to 3 Ford plants in, I can actually show you guys, I think. I went to 3 Ford plants in Kentucky, in Louisville. It's Louisville, but if you're actually from there, you say Louisville. Like you got a mouthful of southern cotton. So yeah, I was doing some like work down there. It was very, very brief. It was kind of just some meet and greets and taking some measurements and chit-chatting and finding things to solve. But anyway, yeah. Anything interesting happened really to you guys? I visited 3 plants. So the one plant that I visited, they make the Ford Escape and Lincoln Corsair there. Okay, that's the Ford Louisville plant here. Which, yeah, this is the entrance. Yeah, you can see the cars. There's the Corsair. There's the Escape. So they make those there. And then I also visited the Kentucky truck plant, which is where they make the. There's 2 parts of the plant. They make, here's showing a Ford Expedition. They also make the Lincoln Navigator there. And then the other truck plant I visited was the Ford truck plant that they make the F250, F350, F250, whatever, the big F series. They don't make the F150s there. Those are made in Dearborn, Michigan, but the F250s, 350s, and bigger, I believe, are made. No, just 250s and 350s, I think, are made here in Louisville. And then I think like the F450s and stuff, and the really big stuff, like commercial stuff, like for box trucks and tow trucks, I think those are in northern Ohio. So, yeah, I don't know, this was cool. Did anything interesting happen? I don't know, it was pretty easy. Wined and dined some people. Kentucky bourbon is like a thing. Did you guys hear about the Louisville flooding? So they had like a heavy rain cloud that just parked over their city for like 4 days. And it was bad, my dudes. It was bad. I wonder if we can find bourbon. There was, yeah, famous bourbon distillery suffers substantial damage. Let's see if I can get a video of this. Kentucky floods shuts down this popular distillery. Oh gosh, weather.com. I really hope we don't get a super loud. Okay, we don't. Trucks clear underwater. Yeah, we're gonna get. Yeah, just brutal, dude. All from rain too. Like that's crazy. Buffalo Trace Distillery is the one that I'm thinking of. So I guess I'm not a bourbon drinker, but there are people who are like really into this stuff, and this is like what Kentucky is known for. I don't even know like the long-standing repercussions of this. Ugh. Apparently, this place is supposed to be back up and running, but you can just see there's a barrel floating down the. It's such a big operation. They even have their own water tower. This is huge, guys. This blows. I even saw videos of. Let's see if I can find Louisville flooding shop owner floods. Let's see if I can find this. Yeah, shop owner fills restaurant with water to avoid muddy mess. We're standing in about 3 feet of water. The restaurant owner intentionally filled their building with fresh water. How's their fire? Wait, their fireplace is going. What? So you can see this is clear water. This is fresh water from the tap. I guess how he filled it so quickly. Just turning on the sink faucet. I don't know. He ripped out his like electrical panel. Look at that. He ripped all that stuff out in preparation. So like the amount of preparation. And yeah. Okay, there's the difference between the muddy river water and his clean water, because I guess that's a big problem is the muddy water getting everywhere and then you have to clean everything up. But fresh water is just, I guess you're just giving everything a quick little bath. I'm sure it's not that clean, and I wouldn't go about drinking this, I guess, but sure. All his plants are floating. Oh my gosh. Just imagine to be in that position though where you hear about a flooding coming, because he didn't feel this instantly, right? He bought freaking beach toys and they're hanging out in here. Oh, what a G. But just to have that foresight as a business owner, be like, I'm going to flood my business, and you turn on all the taps and stuff, I assume prior to like the flood outside actually happening. That just does take some guts. I mean, it's obvious in hindsight, oh, that was a brilliant thing to do, but like what if it didn't? Like what if the flood I don't know, whatever. Mario 64 underwater IRL. Yeah, underwater Mario level. You gotta go around collect the bourbon bottles. Yeah. So Louisville was an interesting trip. Anything else really to say about it? I don't know. I enjoy being a mechanical engineer. I enjoy traveling when I get to. I got to eat at some nice restaurants and stuff. Wined and dined with some Ford people. A couple of Ford guys that I talked to were just really, really charismatic and awesome guys to talk to. What else? Ooh, I can increase the quality on this for y'all. Look at me, I'm saying y'all. I actually have said y'all for a while. What else? What else happened to me this week? I don't know. Oh, I did have, I don't know, I don't really talk about this. I had some like drama with a former employer. I don't know. What do you guys think I should do about this situation? I already decided, but so I have a former employer where we did not split amicably at all. It was a startup environment that I like worked my butt off at, and we had like a really great team. The owner was a bit of a narcissist though, and didn't really realize how bad of a manager he was until I went and worked other jobs with actually good managers. This business owner, former boss of mine, this is from maybe 4 years ago or so. He texted me and a few other former employees, all of whom also did not leave on good terms, saying that another former employee, her son died rather suddenly, 20 some year old son, really, really sad, died in the hospital rather suddenly, not like a car accident or anything. And he texted us saying, hey, if you want, here's the funeral address. My wife and I are going. So it's a little awkward because this said employee whose son died, I like her. Like, we haven't talked in years, but when you're in a startup environment and you're in the shit together because it's a bad place to work, you bond, right? So I would go. It's an hour drive. If it was just her, I would go. But the fact that this former boss is going and he's just this like raging narcissist and not a good person, and I'm going to go there, okay? The mother's going to be there, but she's going to be preoccupied talking to people. So I go there and I say a few words to her, and then what? I either have to leave or I stay and I get stuck talking to my former boss, which is going to be really awkward. Um, I don't know. They kind of peaked like when I was working there, working crazy hours. A bunch of us were working really hard. It was really an A team. We made a bunch of money. We bought a new building, all this stuff. The team grew to like, from like, I was employee number 5. We grew to like 30 employees. And then I was let go. A bunch of other people were let go in the year 2022 or whatever it was that I left, or that I was fired technically. They lost 2/3 of their workforce. Out of the 30 people, 21, thank you, Lauren. 2/3 of the people left. 20 people left. They're like, no one had a tenure longer than like 2 years. Honestly, most people's tenures were months. I'm not even joking. So I didn't say anything back to the group text. A couple of other people did say that they, oh, sorry, we can't make it, kind of a thing, but thanks for letting us know. So I texted them separately and caught up with some former coworkers via text. But yeah, I'm not planning on going. But still, like, I don't know. What do you guys think of the situation? Would you go in that kind of situation? Have you guys had like a really crap boss or whatever who? The thing is, like, I don't want to say I respect him. I want to say like, he definitely tries. Tries too hard though. Like pushes every little thing. Like, I mean, I don't want to drag it through the mud about my time there, but I mean, just tons of stories from like getting screamed at, from like, being like literally you're told to your face that you're like doing a bad job and stuff, and this is all well like voluntarily working 60 plus hour weeks. Like literally I averaged 60-hour weeks for like 3 years, in just a really toxic environment. And yeah, and then just that he had this expectation that that's what a lot of people would do, because he's the business owner, so he grinds, so he kind of expects everyone else to. And it was a really fun environment. I mean, it was a fun startup. It was a fun sky's the limit. He was a really charismatic guy, really salesman personality. I'll sell the idea, you design it, sky's the limit. You schedule all your own stuff. It was an exciting time. I gotta say, I definitely missed parts of it, but yeah, yeah, dude, I'm not going to friggin'. So my last day there, my second to last day there, I showed up wearing kind of nice clothes, and he was like, "Oh, the grand opening of our building," because we had just moved to a new building. He's like, "Our grand opening with the commissioning of the city is into tomorrow. Like, you don't have to dress nice until tomorrow." And I was like, "Okay." Yeah, I still had to dress nice today. And he was like, "Oh, I get it." Thinking I have a job interview, which I did. Went to the job interview and stuff. And actually, wait, no, it was the same day. That's right. Because the ribbon cutting ceremony was like at lunchtime, which is when I did the job interview. So I left. I remember I parked in a parking lot like down the street, and I like walked up the hill and like snuck into the building because I didn't want people to see. And yeah, the following day I was fired. So it was just that kind of a thing. It's the kind of place where if you give a 2 weeks notice, they say, "Nah, screw you, you're done, get out of here. Go to your car, I'll bring you your keys," kind of a thing. And even though like they'll just leave projects hanging, like the best part, I love this. I remember texting one of my friends and former coworkers there after I left. He was like, "Dude, all the things you designed, I was the lead designer for everything. Like every single project I designed, it was insane the amount of work I did." He was like, "Dude, all of the designs and builds, all your drawings and bills of material," which is like the list of all the components you need to build something, all of them were on a SharePoint OneDrive account. And the boss owner, who again fired me because I mean he had so many like trust issues and narcissism issues and thought that everyone is out there to backstab him, because fact of the matter is, if you think everyone is out there to backstab you, so then you backstab first, fact of the matter is it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. So he was so paranoid, he deleted my account, and not realizing that all of the work was on those. So yeah, deleted them. And I mean, they were able to recover some data for like outdated stuff, things that I like sent in emails and stuff. But yeah, he was like, "Dude, we literally went from, over your course of 3 years, having designed, 20 different pieces of industrial equipment to like now only having the 2 that I've designed from said employee, and still current friend. So it's just hilarious self-own, just paranoia. Yeah, yeah, don't. If you're a business owner, if you're a manager, guys, just if you're an easily emotionally compromised person, and you really want to stick it to somebody because maybe you hate them or something, just breathe for a second and think about how this might affect the future of your team or your business. So, anywho, yeah. Anyway, I'm not going to this funeral. I texted the friend, whose son passed and stuff, and we caught up a little bit, and that's gonna be that. But what's weird though is so the mother, of the son who died, the mother, she was also fired by the same guy, the same business owner. So I don't know why they did not leave on good terms. She was his most loyal employee. She stuck with him through 2 business ventures, one that kind of fizzled out, and then the other one, which is the one that I joined, that was a more engineering, technical, automotive related job. She was with him for like 7 years. They had so many stories of, I'm talking about, like when you're bootstrapping a startup, you're working out of your house, you're buy maybe a small office space and hire your first person. She was the receptionist, accountant, kind of did a little bit of everything, office manager, yada yada. She worked hard, had a long commute. She didn't put up with his crap. She was, when he would try to get her to stay late, she'd be like, nope, I got an hour drive home. I got rush hour. See you later, dude. And good for her for sticking to that and stuff. But as time progressed and the business got more complicated and projects got more complicated, her kind of fire from the hip accounting, office manager, do HR, do everything, it was becoming too much for her to handle. And she is a nice person and stuff, but definitely wasn't up to the task. So other people were hired, and the owner realized, these people do a much better job than she's doing. And so he was like, okay, I'll just refer to her as the mother. Okay, mother, you have a month to get your crap together. Get what crap together? I don't even entirely know. Like, personally, if you have a really loyal employee who's been with you for all sorts of stuff and has so much business knowledge at this point from starting up 2 different businesses with you, like, she's a very valuable asset, even if she is a little bit goofy at times, I guess. I don't know. I feel like it's still such a valuable asset. You wouldn't want to just kick that person to the curb. But he was like, get better within a month at what? I don't know. Like, if it was me, you should have just transitioned her to an office manager role. We're at the point where we had a larger building. We had 30 people. Like, payroll is now handled by somebody else. HR is now outsourced to a third party. Like, just let her be the office manager. Yeah, he let her go. And now he's going to her son's funeral. And I know it was not a good split up. I've talked with her on LinkedIn and stuff, and she's like, yeah, that effing a-hole. And, years ago, they did not split well. But he's going to show up with him and his wife. And his wife she's this owner's wife. She's all right. But I'm sure she only hears his side of the story. So I remember that day where I snuck into work. That day where I snuck into work after doing the job interview, I saw the wife there, the wife of the owner there, and I was like, oh, hey, how's it going? And she didn't acknowledge me, which was really weird. Like, I'd gone over to their house and stuff, okay? My wife and I went to their block party. Like, you spend all this time with people, and you actually do like their personalities, but it's just, yeah, if you're ineffective at work, whatever. Yes, I guess that was some workplace drama. I don't know. Did anything else happen interesting this week? Here I am trying to shoot down those stupid drones. They have the dumbest hitbox, and then sometimes shots just like no reg on them. Any weekend plans? Yeah, so going over to a surprise party for a relative tomorrow. That'll be fun. Hoping to get some more game time on some of these pads at some point, maybe with the Zaopin ZPW. And I am going on vacation to the Florida Keys. We're going to have lots of fun. We're renting our rental car. This is cool. So Costco does rental cars, if you don't know, and it's a good price. So apparently it was only like instead of like it was like 400 a week for some budget economy car through Costco, or it was 450 for a Mustang. So we got a Mustang convertible, and I drive a convertible Miata. I drive a little 2002 Miata black. I drive one of these in the summer, and it's stick shift, so my wife can't drive it, but she loves going for rides. But now with the Mustang, I don't know, let's just search like 2022 Mustang convertible. We're gonna get a rental one of these, so she says she's excited to be able to drive a convertible. It is cool. It'll be automatic. Yeah, Florida Keys. There's 3 national parks down there. We have. No, it's not really a bucket list thing to check off all the national parks, but let's work towards something. Sure. So, Dry Tortugas is really big down there. If y'all ever heard of Dry Tortugas, it's an old fort, right? And you have to take like a 3-hour boat ride to it. Very, very cool. Dry Tortuga is very cool. It's at like the very end of the Keys, very, very tippity tip end. There's also Biscayne National Park, which is more. Biscayne's on the mainland, right, Lauren? Or it's like in Marathon? Oh, Biscayne is all water. Okay, Biscayne National Park. It's off of. Okay, so yeah, Key Largo. So okay, it's all water. It's like just south of Miami. Key Biscayne's like one of the first keys there. Okay, so we're gonna go do Biscayne. She's a big fan of lighthouses, so maybe we'll see some lighthouses. And then of course Everglades. You guys feel free to drop out and chat if you've ever been to Florida, ever been to any national parks. I know there's USA focused stuff. I don't know if. I assume our European viewers are not up at like 4 a.m. listening to this at this point. Yeah, Everglades. Yeah, these special boats. These are cool. These are whatever those boats are called, airboats or whatever. Because of all the weeds and stuff, they can't use a normal propeller, so they have the big old fan on the back, and it's crazy loud. You got to wear hearing protection. Everglades. Yeah, like swamps, alligators, all that good stuff. Ooh, we got mountain lions, alligators, herons or whatever. Sure. So really looking forward to this. We're gonna be gone. Not returning until May 7th, Wednesday, May 7th. So that means MouseCast 027 will be normal, but 026, we got to figure that out. I'm probably going to bring my laptop with me. I don't know if I really want to sit down and do a full 2-hour show while on vacation. I don't know. If it's from the hotel room, maybe it's doable, but if it's late at night, I don't want to stay up till like 1 or 2 a.m. editing if we have we got an itinerary. My wife's a planner, and she has made sure to pack as much fun into this trip, and I am not going to disrupt that by staying up till 2 a.m. So she says thank you. So I am looking forward to this. So boiling hot when we went last year, yeah. So I don't know, there's still 11 concurrent viewers. I'm surprised you guys are still watching. Thank you so much. I never even, when I did like gaming and stuff, I wouldn't get this many concurrent live viewers. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. I think I'm going to end it here because we are at 2 hours, 12 minutes, longest MouseCast episode ever. Congrats to you guys if you've sat through it. Let's go ahead and wrap this up. So thank you guys all so much for watching. If you enjoy this MouseCast, what do I say? Subkidder conscribing. Share it with your friends. That's the best way to get the word out. Join our Discord, interact with us there, submit ideas for topics, and any questions, also leave them in the comments below. So with that, I got to do the Dazztrazak version. Wolf.